you cancel and then move on. I love listening in on teams like that because you can hear the professionalism going on at Tempo Storm. You know, they're not freaking out. They're just calmly and concisely calling out what they're going to do and what they need and executing.
Yeah, it sounded frantic, but it wasn't like nervousness or anything like that. It's just like, hey, I can do this. Hey, you ready to do this? Like, hey, I'm set up. I'm ready. I'm in position. Let's throw this stuff. Wait for it to bloom. Like, it was good comms, you know.
Look at the flank on Shazam. He's offing. He's got 3 players coming up behind. Suspects something. Peeks around the corner. Takes one. Tech9 takes another. And 3K. Shazam with the round win.
Yeah, that's 6 kills across the last 2 rounds to really start bringing his numbers up after a tough first half. So it is 11-12. Tempo Storm about to tie this thing up. It was Luminosity making the comeback on Cash. It's looking like Tempo Storm's going to do it this time around, winning the last 6 rounds in a row and putting Luminosity in a tough spot. These A hits that Tempo Storm have crafted lately have been doing well against the CT side of Luminosity.
Well, let's see exactly what happens as Shazam brings the bomb towards B site. Standard setup, mid-control, given and taken very quickly by Tempo Storm.
And they're going for a really heavy mid to B split right off the bat. The 2 players playing inside the B bomb site, though, but they're going to get pinched, and this is going to be very difficult to hold against. Yeah, Lex does get a kill. Lex gets 2 kills. Well done from Lex.
Yeah, his teammate on back plat goes down, so now it's up to him to hold off Automatic and Shazam as long as possible. Finally, Lex goes down, but the rotation and the cavalry have arrived. Shazam sees an exit, is able to get one of the players in tunnels, but they're committing to this B take.
That's a big kill on Anger. That erases the mana advantage Luminosity had on this retake where they were going to pinch from tunnels and outside the site. The only thing is the bomb hasn't quite been planted yet, so LG just waiting it out here. Pick catches the bomb crossing, so this is well done from LG.
Yeah, here's Shazam. He's in a really bad position at this point, walking out of smoke. He's going to get pinched in from 2 angles. He knows one's going to come window. He knows one's going to come from door, walks around, gets shoulder peeked down low by Peter, actually through the wall, and that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually just huge on Lex. Like, he made a huge play. When the pressure was on, the pinch was coming in. He's taking heat from Tons and Window. He comes up with 3 frags, and even his teammate went down with no kills. That was just a heads-up play from Lex. So really well done. We
already heard from Tempo Storm, so what do you say we flip the switch and tune in to Luminosity Gaming? Turtle Beach, team chat.
One more good, guys.
You're good.
What's your cat rush?
He's long. He got his op.
Okay.
He's got his op on.
Just hit CT. Yeah.
Behind the door. One up cat.
Yo, I'm coming to op this, Todd.
Need it.
Did. Move.
He was in the door.
Offing. It's not cats. Could drop spawn.
Okay, I'm coming back.
Or walk up cats. You could walk up cat.
Up cat. 1v tons, right? Yeah. 1 long.
Okay.
He's inside long door.
They don't know you're there.
Multi-way.
Yeah.
I'm a goose.
Okay.
Need to peek, cat.
Yeah.
You can rotate, please.
Hold him.
Mid B smoke.
Flashing up cat. I'm holding if they cross.
Calm, collected comms there from Luminosity, just calling what they're doing, calling what could be open, what needs to be watched. And it's going to be a shuffle into a B hit, though, from Tempo Storm.
Yeah, Automatic's already kind of out. Double Walk knows what's going on.
Oh, this cat player could just so flank all this rotating in CT spawn.
Oh, Rix. I think he sees Peter. Gets Peter. Sees Pit. Long distance fire.
Oh, man.
Pit's going to go down.
And
Anger's
Automatic
last
uses
man.
to slip outside the site. Anger didn't see him slip out, so he's probably not going to expect this at all.
See what happens. Walks around the corner. He's got the crosshair right there. Takes the shot. Does some damage, but Automatic able to go ahead and take the kill. Tempo Storm now 12-13. We are 1 point away from a tie. And
Deja vu,
potential overtime yet again.
Yeah, it's a little bit. There was 11-4 comeback from Luminosity after the first half, and now it's looking like Tempo Storm's going to be the one to do it this time around.
This is big.
Yeah, I mean, these have been some really tight games in this series. Definitely some cool stuff between 2 of like the North American teams that aren't quite like in the top 3. They're trying to work themselves up in that position, though. And, and this has been a pretty solid series.
Well, I mean, within the CEVO division, Luminosity Gaming finished number 2. Throughout the season, and Tempo Storm came in at number 4. Clearly, Tempo Storm asserting themselves as the dominant force at this point.
And like I said, I feel like they've made some good upgrades here, and they're actually just going to stack excuse me, stacking on Luminosity, and they actually push B tunnels. And Tempo Storm realizes it. They realize it's a stack, and now they're just going to push up Cat, plant the bomb at A for free. 1 AK collected from Pit. I mean, they could try to retake this 5v4. No, Sinzal almost got caught with his gun out, but he didn't quite, and he gets the kill. Now we have a 4-on-4 with the bomb down.
Yeah, Anger first man on site. Lex is going to get caught in a 1v1 down low from CT. He gets taken down, so it's going to be Devilwalk and Peter on Cat. Pit backing off. Looks like he was able to pick up an AK-47 and go for the save. This should be Tempo Storm's point for a tied game. Dust, I don't even know what's going to happen at this point.
I mean, it seems like Tempo Storm has really just found some stuff that works for them here on the T side. It's really been individual plays from Luminosity that's kind of held them in, like that big play from Lex inside the B bomb site a few rounds ago with the triple kill. So it seems like it's taken like some brilliant individual efforts from Luminosity to hold off what the opponents are doing, and they're not always getting those plays.
Well, there's Roca able to take one shot off at the very end of the round, and that's a 13-13 score line. Let me pull up the scoreboard real fast and see who's really representing as far as kills and numbers go. Looks like it's all about the Rix and Roca show for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, they've been doing really, really good stuff here. I mean, Rix alone on the T side is 15-5. Roca 6-3. Yeah. I mean, everyone's really. Shazam's even been big on T side. Like, he was 2-13 on CT side, really struggling. He's 13-4 right now on the Terra side, so really picking it up. But Peter does strike first in this particular round. They have the instant 5 versus 4. We're seeing another mid-B split here from Tempo Storm.
Well, it looks pretty good. It's going to be a 2v3 attack, rushing through windows. Shots are being exchanged up top, and Devilwalk returning with the 2K, taking the window player out. He just can't deal with the guys. Automatic coming out of tunnels. That's going to get smoked off Dust. And we might have a bomb plant.
Yeah, and Anger flanking B tunnel. Shazam gets caught here. Automatic left all alone now in a 1 versus 3. Anger with just 1 HP. Peter trying to jump peek over the smoke. Automatic presses out. He's blind. Everyone's blind. Automatic catches Peter. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of time. He can just work up Cat to A and plant, or he can hold off and double fake.
47 seconds remaining. Automatic going all the way towards Cat, and they don't know he's there yet. Anger and Pit suspecting it's going to be some sort of a sneaky B play. You're going to see the bomb get planted. Pit working his way all the way around towards long. Actually, the bomb's not even going down yet. Automatic playing it slow.
Automatic was just making sure no one's about to push him right as soon as he was planting the bomb, and so he will get the plant off. He plants safe, though, so he's kind of stuck inside the site, which gives Luminosity some options to try to pinch him here.
This is crazy. 1 health.
Oh, Anger gets caught with a nade out. Pit comes long. Automatic wise to it. Quad kill on the round. Well done from Automatic.
Wow.
That's half his kills for the whole entire half right there on that one play.
That was absolutely insane. I mean, I thought this was all over for Automatic, but somehow he flashes himself out through smoke, gets the 1 kill, and just runs for his life to A site. Gets the plant, wins the 2v1. Unreal.
And I mean, the thing is Devilwalk got a double kill inside the site, but when Anger got caught in tunnels there, that hurt a lot. And then, you know, yeah, Automatic just makes a sick play there on the 1 versus 2. That was.
Well, Pith getting really aggressive down Cat. He's able to take 1 kill, but Stanislaw in time for the trade. Bomb makes its way towards A site. That's going to be Anger watching it with a P250. Come on, you got to get 1 kill, get some sort of a headshot. Instead, Molly forcing him back. Not much happening.
Yeah, not much at all here. So it is going to look like Tempo Storm could push us to map point, but Luminosity still has a 3 versus 3, so maybe somehow they're able to fight back here, but so far not the case.
Yeah, Devilwalk trying to do that jump dig action. Almost got a kill, but ended up getting taken down. Mid Anger all alone, still fighting for his life. The weakest player is in his crosshairs. That's going to be Automatic. Surrounded, flanked down the side, and that's an expected win for Tempo Storm, bringing us 15-13. Match point.
Yeah, right. I mean, Tempo Storm looking like they're going to push this to a map 3 after all. Just the comeback they've had in this second half. The first half looked real tough when they lost 10-5 to the Luminosity's T side. But here on their own Terra side, they've had some great hits on the A site. Like that smoke wall off strat that worked out well for them. They had some great mid to B hits. They're getting a lot of production out of players like Rix and Shazam in particular in this half. Who kind of struggled in the first half, to be honest. Like both those players really had a tough time on CT, on T, doing wonders for this team.
Tempo Storm kind of all over the place, taking mid control again. Peter trying to hold it off with an off. No smokes in place, and he's able to find the shot on Rix before backing off. Stanislaw also quite hurt, down to 17 health.
Right, and we do have ourselves a 5v4 in Luminosity's favor. The Luminosity can still win out these 2 rounds and put this into overtime.
which they might. That would be 2 overtimes in a row with the Tempo Storm Luminosity matchup.
Yeah, the problem is, though, with Luminosity, well, I guess it doesn't matter if they lose this round, it's all over. But anyhow, Tempo Storm shuffling their numbers back over here towards Cat. They also still have Roka playing that long A position you're used to seeing from him. Pitt playing Goose. Peter watching the cross with the op. See if they can hold this off. She's going to go for the duel here with Peter.
Molly's in hand. Automatic chucking it out. Make it rain. Smokes.
Roka caught Anger at long. So we have a 4-on-4 now.
Oh, Peter's missing a shot down at long. Double walk. Playing retake from CT. He's got to land these shots. Got to make these kills. One of them goes down. That's Stanislav. But from on top, Automatic with the headshot. Tempo Storm 16-13. They're able to take the victory. Not even on their map. Dust 2.
Yeah, both teams winning the other team's pick, basically. Both situations were a comeback for Luminosity on the first map. They made a crazy comeback to put it into overtime and then won it. And then here, after a tough first set, Storm puts up a comeback to win in regulation, but still a very tight game at 16-13. So definitely just a close series so far, but it's going to the third map, Cobblestone. We'll take a quick look at the stats, though, before we transition over there.
Yeah, looking at the kills, looks like Automatic is just leading 24 kills with the highest plus-minus going to Roka with a plus-minus of 8.
I just have to note, though, the recovery that Ricks made. I mean, he had such a tough first half on CT playing that rotation position, but came up big on T side. Same with Shazam. He had 2 kills after the end of the first half, comes up with 14 in the second half on T side, so really well done. Roka also really, really big for that team, 22 kills, and you already mentioned on an max, so needed to go there. And pretty tight frag distribution on the Luminosity side. They just couldn't get anything going consistently on CT side. It took really big individual efforts to close out rounds, like the Lex clutch over at the B bomb site, for example. It's just like things like that. They couldn't consistently find success.
So far, based on what we've seen in the first 2 maps, Cash and Dust 2, who is your pick for MVP of this game?
For Dust 2?
So far, yeah.
I mean, I would say I've been seeing a lot of really good play out of Pitt. If I'm talking about like Luminosity, like who's their MVP has been so far this series, he's looked really, really impressive through and through. Peter's obviously had his moments, so he'd be like, I guess, number 2. When you look over at the Tempo Storm side, it really has been like, I feel Automatic had a big game there. I really feel like Ricks has had a huge impact though as well.
Right.
Except for that CT sour, he's a bit tough on D2. But
Ricks is so often that star player.
Online, especially, we wanted to see how he transitioned to land. So far, the transition to land's been
so
quite
good.
You know, I would be proud of this land performance if I was him so far, given the situation. But we'll take a break. When we come back, we will have that third map for you, so definitely stay tuned.
Cobble. And welcome back. We're getting ready for map number 3 after Tempo Storm took Dust 2 with a 16-13 score line. Map 3 Dust is, of course, going to be Cobblestone. Who's this favor?
I don't know, man. Both maps so far have been heavily T-sided.
Yeah.
Granted, D2, you kind of expect that to a degree.
Of course.
Cash, not as much, but it's still a pretty balanced map. And I guess in the North American scene, and it's fair to pull from that because this is 2 North American teams.
Of course, yeah.
You see both these maps actually historically go pretty T-sided in
Yeah.
most cases, and it's the same case here. We're going on the Cobblestone, another map that's in the NA scene, pretty T-sided in pretty
Right.
much all the NA games that I watch on Cobblestone, and I cast a lot of them to be fair, so I could definitely expect that. We've also seen both teams make comebacks now, like it was a
Yeah.
comeback for Luminosity on Cash to
It
win in
was.
overtime. It's a
Then it was a
comeback,
comeback
from
for
Tempo
Tempo
Storm on
Storm.
Dust 2.
Yeah.
So we've seen it go the distance. I mean, both maps played out almost all 30 rounds, and then the Cash case, it had to go to overtime.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
They're very, very tightly matched up.
Oh, absolutely.
I think what's interesting here is, just a reminder, Luminosity, Tempo Storm, as a team, they've played each other multiple times over, and Luminosity has always beat them by a pretty wide margin. I'm looking at the closest game we've seen was in the ESEA on Cash 16-9. I don't have any recent history of the 2 teams facing each other on Cobblestone, though. So another big question mark for this event and for these teams.
Well, it's a big question mark just in general because, like I said, before coming to this event, Tempo Storm had only played 1 official best-of-3 with this 5, and
Yeah.
they've made 2 roster changes since some of those games you talked about. So it's hugely different. And then you think about Luminosity, it's hugely
Right.
different with Lex swapping to the in-game leader role, Devil Walk coming into the team, Peter going to dedicated op, not in-game leading. So they've made some role swaps and a roster change.
It's got to be hard to adapt to, right?
Yeah, and they haven't had a lot of time to do so. I mean, they picked up Devil Walk and immediately played ESWC 3 days later. Then after that, they had, a little bit of a break before they played this event. So they haven't had a whole lot of time to think about things or practice. I think they had maybe a couple of weeks of prep before this event. So
I'm noticing something very interesting in the score lines I've got pulled up here. Luminosity and Tempo Storm both incredibly weak on the CT side for Cash, right? Only taking about 4 rounds. And then again, very weak on their CT side for Dust 2. 5 rounds for Luminosity and only 3 rounds for Tempo Storm. So
I think it's just because on T side with these aggressive riflers these 2 teams had, like Pitt had been so successful on the T side for Luminosity opening up things. Peter, very aggressive opper, being able to pick up things. When you look over at the Tempo Storm side of things, it's really been people like Roka and Rix, those aggressive riflers. So I feel like when these aggressive riflers are in their comfort zone, which is T side entering sites and peeking people, they've been performing.
yeah, absolutely. Peter's been just opping on fire. Shazam struggled a lot on Dust 2 initially, but we saw towards the end of the game he started really coming back as an opper and crawled his way from a far bottom toward the mid-level position in frags and performance.
Yeah, I mean, it was just cool from Tempo Storm especially to see those guys recover. Like when Shazam and Rix had a tough half on the CT side. You transition to T side, they're completely different players, like playing really, really well.
Yeah, right.
And so that's definitely good to see that you're still able to get production out of these players, even with slow starts, didn't let it get to them.
Yeah.
When it comes to Cobblestone, like I said, I've seen LG play it a couple of times. Never have had really any success on, but they're playing against like much different teams than a North American team. Like I've seen them play against European teams. Like I think they played SK at ESWC and lost it.
You almost have to approach it a little bit differently, right? I mean, the European teams, they tend to play a lot more structured than these fast and loose American teams like Tempo Storm.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect here. Like I said, I don't know how much Luminosity has changed things since I used to see them play this in the past, but this is definitely a map where they'll just, on T side, which they're starting on, just try to send Pitt and Anger out long and Peter's op out long B and just hope they can exchange properly is what I used to see them do a lot in the past before they've made some changes. So I'm curious to see if they kind of hold that same trend or if we see them throw in some different stuff.
Yeah, Cobble is a windy, twisty map. Anything can happen and probably will. Tempo Storm starting out CT side versus Luminosity Gaming. And, you always have to go B, right? And that's exactly what Luminosity Gaming is doing. Flashes out, really good flashes, and it's actually going to be a fake. They rush mid, drop a whole bunch of decoys, and go into mid connector. They get that first pick off. Stanislaw is going to find himself all alone. Really doesn't stand a chance against these overwhelming numbers. and that's a quick site take.
Yeah, LG just actually splitting the A bomb side through the Skyfall and just pinching onto the connector, as you said. So very, very well implemented here. And they haven't lost a single player throughout this process. Now they're starting to lose a couple.
Suddenly.
Yeah, now it's a 2 versus 3, but it's still heavily in favor of LG at this point.
Oh, you bet. Can Roka find the
Ooh.
kill? Yes, he can. Peeks out, jumps down, and tries to pass by Truck, sees his teammate. Now they're both playing the same angle.
Wow.
This is so doable. Pith gets one. He just needs to stay alive just a little bit longer. Gets caught out wide open. Not killed yet by Automatic. Automatic's going to smoke it off, stick the plant. Pith just can't get in the position yet. 7 health with the defuse.
Wow, Luminosity just lost to 5 versus 2.
Wow. Okay,
And,
so...
and it ends that way, him trying to kill it in the smoke on the defuse and can't do it. Wow. That has to hurt a lot if you're Luminosity.
How did Tempo Storm do this?
I don't know. they shouldn't have been able to. Roka came with a couple of nice kills on the rotate. Automatic, I think, had like a flank and got a couple of kills, and he just sticks to the defuse with the kit inside of a smoke. And like I said, that's like a really tense moment.
Well,
you're kind of just clinched up, hoping you're going to get that through, and he did.
Pit was so far away. I mean, he had to cover a lot of ground before he even started opening fire. It's the way it goes.
Now Stanislaw lines up 2 frags really quick here on this SMG buy-up. We're seeing LG just trying to attack into this A-bomb site. Pit able to get at least 1 entry here. Couple entries now. Looking for more with this Tech 9. Finally goes down.
Yeah, he's getting very aggressive with the Tech 9 down at the connector. He's finally going to go down. Devil Walk gets the bomb plant, so there's something. He's going to get one tapped by the FAMAS of Rix. Defuse underway. Let's see. What's this going to do for the economy, Dust?
Well, with the bomb plant, LG is going to be able to, go ahead and buy up here in this 3rd round. Obviously, they were pretty conservative on their money, so definitely a buy coming in here. That's why you saw them go straight to FAMAS's, not go too SMG heavy. They knew the AKs were coming, so they just had that 1 P90 on Automatic, which can still be very useful on this map, especially like at Skyfall and stuff like that. The P90 can still be implemented quite well. So let's just see how it goes.
All right, scoreline 2-0. This is map number 3. Winner take all at this point. 2 North American teams vying for dominance.
Right, as I just noticed the cameras are off. Tempo Storm's underneath Luminosity. Luminosity's underneath Tempo Storm, so we'll get that fixed for you. But anyhow.
Well, that's tricky.
Yeah, Devil Walk able to get something going here. We have a quick exchange, but Luminosity is winning out here. They're just once again splitting this A bomb site from Skyfall, the connector to A. They're really loving that route.
Well, here's Roka watching B site. Hurt. He's got the M4 on hand. He's just going to back off, try and save it. Bomb gets planted. I mean, Dust, no real surprises right there. Kind of frustrating, though, if you're Tempo Storm, getting caught with your pants down.
Speaking of pants down, I thought Roka was about to go into the bathroom there, but
he could.
He could.
It's dangerous to go into that bathroom, though. I only just learned this recently. If you go in there, the sign switches to occupied. You can actually tell that a player is sitting.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. At least according to some vlog, yeah, it goes red on the bathrooms. So if you're ever playing, pro tip, guys, if you're playing and somebody's hiding in there and you see that thing, I think it turns red, just wall bang. You're probably going to get accused of...
It's called a porty pooey. I didn't even realize that.
Porty pooey.
I wonder what that phone number, like if you actually called it, what would happen?
Everybody call that number right now.
1-800-555-7516. Let me know what happens.
8675309, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, back to the game. 2-1 is the scoreline. Luminosity Gaming able to take it on that surprise 3rd round bye as they work the bomb towards a site. We're going to see a little bit of aggression, compliments of Shazam, and also Stanislaw doing a little bit of work. He's going to get smoked out, stuck. Look at this. Teach is walking to the site like they own the place. No defense.
Yeah, we are seeing Luminosity trying to get into this A-bomb site once again. They will be able to do so. They have a 3 versus 3 with the bomb down. Rix and Automatic trying to rotate here. Roka soon to follow as Devil Walk playing into the mid-room, transitioning all the way over to long A, it looks like.
Yeah, you got 3 players trying to do retake. Just kind of a bad position because they're all coming from more or less the same angle. Roka's going to be your man on point, walking by Truck. He sees Devil Walk. I think Devil Walk was staring at him for a long time. Able to find the headshot. Here's another kill by Roka. And that is a defuse. Tempo Storm reasserting dominance and economic momentum.
Yeah, definitely doing pretty well so far here on the CT side of Kabbalah. Map, like I said, in the NA scene typically trends pretty T-sided.
Yeah.
And, you know, LG, though, with that bomb plant, they would have put the buy together to here, have that op on Peter, AKs across the board. Op is going to be up on Shazam. Once again, off to a slow start here on the CT side. He's really struggling on CT side D2 as well with the AWP, but let's see what he can do this time around. Once again, Peter bringing that bomb over towards mid with the op, with Devil Walk, 3 heading towards the B lobby. Standard defensive setup here so far from Tempo Storm. So pretty standard default stuff here really from both teams to kick off this round.
I'm looking for big plays with the Pro 90 from Rix. You see Lex already kind of playing around, drops through Skyfall and into connectors. He's one player from behind, but the Pro 90 double kill before Rix finally goes down to Pit. Good trade though. Pit's also down. Man advantage. Tempo Storm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, Luminosity really has been implementing the Skyfall so much. They're so fast with hitting it as well, but it's never really panned out for them. I mean, in many cases, they get initial picks, but then they wind up still losing the round. That time, they just got completely shut down trying to implement that. Now they'll just try to use their last 2 players to go long. B. Roka's the closest man, but he's still pretty out of position here, so they probably still get a bomb plan out of this, to be quite frank, but holding off the retake is going to be quite difficult.
Oh, that's kind of a big play. Devil Walk goes down very quickly to automatic. Peter's hiding behind. Can he get the bomb plant? No, he's going to go ahead and play the op, go for some kills. He just doesn't feel safe, doesn't feel secure. And Shazam's got the hard angle on Peter. If he walks around this corner, especially if he goes slow, he's going to have his head taken off. Walks it. A miss by Shazam gives Peter the kill.
Wasn't a miss, but it was a wall shot. Peter's wasn't, though, and so he's able to get the frag, but at 15 HP, running out of time, fakes the plant, pulls one out, grabs the kill, and now we have a 1v1, but Automatic grabs it, and that's Tempo Storm keeping the win streak going.
Too much to ask for that 3 versus 1 clutch. Still phenomenal play by Automatic. It just wasn't meant to be. Just kind of a shame he wasn't able to get the bomb plant and pick up that extra cash.
Yeah, so Tempo Storm having a good half here. 4-1 score. Finally forcing Luminosity into a save here, so great chance to build upon that. Maybe 5-1. Huge A hit coming in here so far from Luminosity. Trying to split that mid room in the long A. Stanislaw playing up close on the corner, however, with the P90.
Well, you see a lot of presence at A site. One goes down thanks to Stanislaw's P90. That's going to be Devil Walk. He's really getting the raw end of the deal quite a lot right now. Stanislaw just taking ground, forcing the bomb to work its way back towards B. We really haven't seen a whole lot of presence at the B site so far.
Yeah, like I said, even when they go towards B, it's to go Skyfall to pinch the A bomb site in many cases. And they're once again trying to implement the Skyfall position. And it looks like they're going to try to push the B with it, however, this time around. But we do have plenty of defenders over on the B side of the map, and they're just going to mop up here. Yeah,
passive play by Automatic. He's going to go out and work with Shazam, able to mop up the mess at B site. And Tempo Storm 5-1. Really dominating on CT side Cobble so far. It's a bit of a change from what we've seen. Both teams struggling quite a lot CT side, and now Tempo Storm eking out pretty far ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, now at this point, Tempo Storm has won more CT rounds than either of the 2 teams have in the previous 2 maps. So it's definitely an improvement, especially on a map that trends so T-side in the NA scene. Added on top of that, that's actually really, really good news for Tempo Storm.
I see Automatic also playing Skyfall. This round, we got a 3-man stack on CT as Pith works his way out. Point man, B side is just going to spam through the smoke. Little trying to find something. Lex is already down.
Yeah, just slowly peeking over the Skyfall. It is a headshot angle, so you have that height advantage, but Automatic being able to hit the pixels there. And that's going to make it an opening pick. But Devil Walk and Pit able to get a couple kills over towards the A side of the map. And this is getting a little bit dicey here, but it does remain a 3 versus 3.
We see Automatic shaping up for what could be a pretty big kill. 2 members, Peter and Anger, about to go down Skyfall. Automatic finds one, takes him down, sees the other, sprays, takes a little bit of damage, finally goes down, and then we are in a 2 versus 2 situation. Peter hurt, Devil Walks at full health, and then all the CTs are pretty hurt as well.
Good
Shazam.
reaction from him. You know, realizing mid-slope could be open, knowing they kind of fell off of Skyfall, reacts appropriately, grabs a nice flick shot, spots Peter as well at the jump peak.
Yeah, the bomb, Peter jumps through smoke.
Well done.
Rix is just waiting right there, unloads, and celebrates over.
Yeah, I mean, that was also just big with Unimatic holding off that Skyfall, getting 2 picks there before going down. He knows that Luminosity's been trying to exploit that Skyfall almost every single round, and that time he puts up a firm defense on it. And that's going to help Tempo Storm actually lead out 6-1. It's going to force another save out of Luminosity, just to Tech 9. So kind of a force, I guess, just trying to get what they could out of it. They're getting, you know, they're getting onto maximum loss bonus after this round if they lose. So that's going to help out a little bit. But definitely Tempo Storm just really, really wrecking this CT side cobble.
Dust, let me ask you something. How's the money looking over here? I mean, they forced up that drop Pith all the way down to 1450. Suppose they lose this round. What's Luminosity to do?
They'll definitely buy. Like I said, max loss bonus coming in. There's some guys with like over 2K, so definitely the buy going to be no problem for them next round. But Tempo Storm's economy is still kind of light. At least these rounds, like that was the first flawless victory we've seen Tempo Storm have. There's been some close rounds, so a lot of rebuying going on here. But now finally they were able to build up bank that round. Like Shazam near 10K, Rick's near 6,000. So they have a pretty solid bank now. It's really Luminosity. Comfortable buy here, but next round they lose. They don't get a bomb plant. You have Peter and only $3,400. You got to force like rifles, and it's going to be tight at that point. Tempo Storm really playing effectively here.
Yeah, Peter brought out full, and he couldn't afford anything more than a single flashbang, so that does limit Luminosity's options just a little bit. Bomb's working its way towards long A. Looks like it's actually going to be a 3-and-1 push with our Lurk moving back towards A. That's a really big kill by Anger, opening up the A bomb site. And now if Anger can just take some position and smoke this off.
Stan just pushes through a smoke. Lex blind, doesn't pick up on it. LG trying to put pressure here on the A side of the map. But Tempo Storm, they've kept it at 3 versus 3 at least, and they have a pretty decent health advantage as well. Really no one touched on Tempo Storm so far, while Devil Walk and Peter are quite weak.
Yeah, bomb's going to be planted. Peter sitting here at fence. Stanislaw pushing the issue along with Roka. That's 1 kill. Now 2v2. Roka walks out in the open along with Rix. Can Anger hold off this firefight just long enough for the bomb to explode? That is the question. There's 1 kill, 1 to go. CT on site. Opt by Peter.
Yeah, some big play actually from Anger. He comes up with 3 kills on that round. That's actually one of the first times I've really sat back and like really noticed him make a huge play this series. So
yeah,
definitely well done. It finally gets Luminosity another point on the board. Definitely holding off that retake quite well inside the bomb site. Get some help from Peter there at the end. And Luminosity finally stringing something together. But here's the danger. It's the money reset. If they can't win this round, they don't get a bomb plant, they could just be right back into a horrible situation where Tempo Storm can, go up 9-2. Granted, Tempo Storm's economy quite low as well, so whoever loses this round saving, it's worth 2.
Yeah.
So 4-7, 9-2, that's kind of the 2 options here. Luminosity desperately needs to fight back right now so that they need this round win.
Big round for Luminosity as they work out towards Skyfall. Automatic's able to get 1 kill, gives up the position, and finally gets taken down himself. Lex and Pith working their way towards Shazam, where he's waiting with a pistol. 1 headshot gets another. Stanislaw goes down, and we have the bomb working its way towards A. Shazam's already out. Should be able to find Peter, no problem. Peter, yep, gunned down by the op.
Yeah, so we have a 1 versus 1 now here. Roka versus Devil Walk. Tempo Storm trying to see if they can't close out this round. Force Luminosity onto a save. LG hoping for the same thing. Fake bomb play from Devil Walk. Pulls Roka out, but loses the exchange. So that's 8-2 for Tempo Storm. And
pros don't fake.
Probably 9-2 now. Okay. This expression, pros don't fake. Yes, they do. All the time.
I've never seen a pro fake, ever.
I mean, there's like pretty much
sarcasm.
There's like pretty much no wrong way to play a 1 versus 1 unless you like don't even play the round. I mean, like there's so many different things you can try to do. Mind games, depends how much time you have to play around with. You kind of have to take more aggressive peeks you wouldn't normally take in 1v1s. They're tough.
That's the thing I do like about 1v1s, though. I mean, you see so much intensity and so much thinking. It's a 1v1 game of chess.
Yeah, absolutely. And Devil Walk, he got what he wanted. He pulled Roka to peak, but he couldn't win the firefight. And so, like I said, now it's setting it up for like a 9-2 situation for Tempo Storm.
Well, lots of work being done at Skyfall. Look at Rix getting the better of three players, leaving us with Devil Walk and Anger. Looks like they are going to commit to dropping down Skyfall. Question is, which way do we want to go? Flashes out towards Connector. At Devil Walk, peek and B. Really bad position for Luminosity Gaming. It's no secret that they're in this room. All they have to do is poke their head out 1 corner and die.
Yeah, like I said, Luminosity's been trying to expose the Skyfall pretty much the whole entire game, and it's no, you know, it's like a tight relationship there that Unimac's the top fragger for the team, being the primary guy defending that area. So you can just tell the success rate of trying to implement the Skyfall has just not been good for LG. Rick's being one of the main B rotators also sees a lot of action because the Skyfall drops. He's another one of the top fraggers for the team. And then Shazam's like your primary A player with the op, and he's having a good game. So literally just nothing's working for Luminosity. Like all the people holding the main areas they want to approach are getting shut down. And I haven't seen them really approach long B a single time. That's such a common tactic that can be so successful on T-side Cobblestone, like appropriate smokes in the site, being able to get into open space. So many teams use that because it is so powerful, and I haven't seen Luminosity go long B a single time.
Well, we're here on a full buy for Luminosity Gaming. They've got kind of forcing up, to be honest with you. They couldn't get all the grenades in the world, working their way towards A.
Very limited grenades and a Galil. This is tough.
Oh, the op of Shazam takes one down. I think he saw the other player moving on over, tagged him maybe too. Shots fired by the sneaky player who was at Rick, sitting back of sight, is able to drop the bomb, get that information. Lex is spotted too, automatic with the trade. And now we're in a 2v5, looking really ugly for Luminosity at this point.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, they tried to force up what they could there. They did not make it work. $2,900 coming in this round here. Already came in. That should be $2,400, my fault. Not quite to that point in the loss bonus yet. But, yeah, so they have to basically save here. So now it's going to be 11-2 in favor of Tempestorm on CT side Cobblestone.
Not a lot of success on the A side, even with the mid takes for Luminosity Gaming. In fact, I mean, they've only got 2 points, so not a lot of success overall. We haven't seen a whole lot of just standard main B pressure going on, like a B rush. It's so common on this map.
Yeah, right. So we are going to see a gap in the smoke here. Roka's going to kind of expose, trying to peek, get some kills. And finally, we see Luminosity staging up for some type of long B hit. Roka will finally be tested. Instead of rotating into something, he's actually just going to be straight up hit into. So Stanislav on a big flank, though.
That lurk.
Yeah, he lurk flanked for the first time. He just goes for a flank, and it comes up huge right now with those 2 frags.
Yeah, he ends up getting smoked off, but it doesn't matter. Peter's going to get caught in a really bad position. Now he's left as the last man standing. He's got the bomb. Smoke doesn't know where Stanislav is. He's just kind of assuming he's there, so he doesn't want to push that smoke. And you have already Rix and Roka watching from B main. Skyfall's covered by Automatic and Shazam. In this case, if you're Peter, all you can do is die.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, like I said, Tempestorm's playing well. When you go A, you see Shazam coming up big, Rick's rotating well. When they go Skyfall and Max shutting them down, you know, Stanislav's had, I mean, everyone's in the double digits except for Roka, and it's not even Roka's fault. Like, he's playing long B, and they haven't hit him yet. They were about to, and then Stanislav flanks him and gets a couple of kills, so it's wound up still getting broken apart. And like it's about to be 11-2 here now for Tempestorm. Luminosity can now buy, you know, take in the save. And let's see what they can do with it here.
Yeah, well, that went pretty much as expected. Peter ends up going towards Skyfall, gets his head taken off very quickly. 11-2 score line. If you are just joining us, this is the first match on the Bravo stream, Tempestorm versus Luminosity Gaming. We're in map number 3. Cobble, winner take all. Tempestorm just dominating the CT half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, they haven't let up. They're holding everything Luminosity's trying to do. Once again, you see Luminosity trying to go towards Skyfall and over towards A. Have had no success with that. Unamac really shutting them down over there. He's peeking in again here with the AK. But Devil Walk will find Stanislav this time over at long A. So they did find a little bit of an opening there. See how they want to transition.
Yeah, there's one kill. Stanislav quickly shut down. I'd like to see some sort of a standard B take. We haven't seen a whole lot of focus on that. Rix and Roka, though, holding down the site. These are kind of your star players for Tempestorm, so maybe that's the reason Luminosity is a little shy to go in that direction.
Yeah. As we do see them staging up inside the B lobby here with the bomb, but Lex has grabbed it. He started kind of sliding over towards A, and Shazam is defending that alone with the op. There's been a heavy rotation to the B side of the map, anticipating some type of B hit, but they haven't come this entire half, and it looks like, again, they're not going to. And like I said, so Shazam will definitely be tested here on the A side of the map quite soon.
Luminosity finally slowing it down, I think, and this might pay off in dividends. Automatic, though. Gonna get taken down by Anger. Anger drops down Skyfall, and now Rix and Roka trapped as long as Anger holds this position. Now Shazam smoked off. Should be an easy height A take. What can Shazam do? Blind. Nothing.
He steps out though, grabs a Fad. Roka on the rotate also has grabbed one, so now we have a 3 versus 3, but Pete does take down Shazam. Now they have a 3v2 with the bomb planted, but Roka and Rick still going for the retake, and they even it up into a 2v2.
Very nice. Well, we've seen Tempo Storm do big things right here already. One's down. Roka all alone tries to get the better of Lex. Peter responds. That's what teammates are for. You trade that kill out and keep your teammate alive. Luminosity finally back in it.
I mean, they get the pick over at long A. They force some shuffling around. They eventually put some presence at B to get that rotate in, so they get Shazam alone at A. They're able to send the player into the connector, really break up the rotation, and then, catch Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
So just, I mean, like I said, Luminosity much more patient, better efficiency on the trading, better manipulation of the rotation game, and finally coming up themselves with the round. But you got to wonder if it's a bit too late. Even if they went out this last round, they're down so heavy. But we've seen a lot of comebacks this series already, so who knows?
A lot of aggression going on at the A side. Stanislav peeking ahead, taking a kill off on Peter. And he's got some information that there's not a lot of guys out there. He backs off, really unfortunate, runs into anger and gets taken out.
Right, so 2v3 in favor of Luminosity here. They have been able to once again trade quite efficiently.
That's big.
For the last round of the half, and it looks like they might be able to lock it up. I mean, B bomb site's clear, so Lex is already heading that direction. And Max stuck with 1 HP at the A bomb site, kind of realizing that he's been duped, so to speak. And so now he'll have to rotate, like I said, with just 1 HP. That's going to be
just 2 headshots. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
Does he push through smoke? That's the question. Yeah, he finds a little side corner, spots one player, misses the shots. Now he's dealing with this guy at statue. Has no idea.
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult for him. That'd be insane if he somehow pulls us off of 1 HP.
Man, nobody has a grenade, so we're not going to see any mad Kobe's going on. Pushes the corner, whips a couple more shots.
Uh-oh.
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 And Frozen has the server let it go? No, we're back in the action. Automatic wrapping around now. Is able to get the kill on Lex. Doesn't know what's going on. The bomb's just taken away. I don't think he has any time. Has to fake it. And, yeah, Pitt with the kill. 11-4.
Yep. So, I mean, Tempo Storm pulls off a big half there. Luminosity wins, well, I guess actually Tempo Storm won that last round, so never mind, Luminosity not able to quite finish it off there. Or the other way around, Luminosity wins the last 2 rounds in a row before transitioning to the CT side, so at least putting something a little bit together there at the very end, but you still wonder, like I said, if it was a bit too late.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do is get ready to go into a break. Scoreline right now, just a reminder, map number 3, Cobble, the random pick, 11-4, Tempo Storm representing really big on CT side. The question is, can they hold their momentum as they go on T? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Wait. And Dust, looks like we're actually already live. We thought the teams were going to go replay the match, reconfigure the server, but they ended up just going live instead, wanting to get this thing over with real fast. Tell us what's happened in the past 2 rounds.
I mean, they won the pistol round. They come in and they clean up the second round as well. So 13-4, commanding lead for Tempo Storm. And like I said, once again, we really apologize. We were getting word from some of the folks over there that they were going to have to replay that last round because of the server freeze, but the teams then all of a sudden decided to elect it, never mind, don't worry about it, we don't want to replay it. And so they quickly launched into a pistol round, kind of into this there.
Good on them for playing through. I mean, it really didn't affect anything with that little hiccup there. 13-4 is your score line. Rolling off 2 victories for Tempo Storm. That pretty much seals the deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 14-4 coming up here. I mean, Luminosity just has to grind out a bunch of gun rounds. And here's that long B hit from Tempo Storm, just wrecking right now, having no problems, obviously up against just pistols, so to be expected. But yeah, 14-4 lead. That's going to be really, really hard to come back from, and I don't know if I can even see it happening.
Yeah, it's really rough for Luminosity Gaming, of course, our number 2 seed going into this tournament from North America, struggling quite heavily against Tempo Storm. It's all up to Anger right now. All he's got is a deagle. He's at Skyfall, probably just going to go for some sort of an exit frag, hoping somebody passes by.
Yeah, all you can hope for is to try to maybe collect a gun or something like that here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he goes down. So 14-4 situation right now in favor of Tempo Storm. Just really, really laying into Luminosity right now. They had a huge CT side. Luminosity not able to get anything done on T side. Then they lose pistol, and you're pretty much, doing the final touches on burying your grave at that point.
So
digging up your grave at that point.
Your Luminosity Gaming at this point. Your CT, it's your first buy. The score is 14-4. What do you do?
I mean, they just have to come up big with the guns here. Peter is going to have that op. He's going to be playing it over on the B side of the map where he's been seeing the hits come in. It's going to be another huge long B hit. He's going to have to hold this here, playing the edge of the smoke, trying to see if he can't catch someone out, but yet so many flashes pouring in.
Yeah, shots being fired right now. The site is quickly taken by Tempo Storm. Planting the bomb. Actually, no, they haven't planted the bomb. They dropped it over here just outside of Fountain at Standard Plant. They're going to set up all their smokes. And now that buys Roka the time he needs to go ahead and plant the bomb. Everybody has time to set up defensive positions. Rick's playing edge of smoke, and Anger on retake. Wants to push up. Rick's is waiting right there for him. Watch this. Peeks the corner. Anger gets the shot.
Oh, Shazam misses a couple of shots here too, though. So they're getting into the side actually for this retake, and
This
Roka
is it.
connects, though.
One player at Hut, one at B main. Anger takes a couple of shots. He's not able to bait out the shot from Hut. There it is. 1 kill, out of time.
Yeah, and I mean, that's tough. He has to run away and just salvage an M4 for next round when his team, that's going to be one of the few guns they actually have. And you could see some FAMAS armor forces here on a couple of guys, but I mean, he could drop also a gun. Anger could because he had 3800, plus he already had an M4, so he will drop an M4. I mean, they're putting together something decent here, but Tempo Storm's on map point. They have plenty. They have 11 chances to close this game out in regulation on the side of the map that's been quite favored in the NA scene. So this is definitely spelling a lot of trouble. Also, look at that frag distribution once again from Tempo Storm. This has been all tournament long. They're so tight.
It's incredible. I'm just looking at Tempo Storm as well with 5-round, 4-round, and now another 4-round victory streak. Tempo Storm, though, slightly in trouble. You see Stanislaw already going down as the bomb makes its way towards B. We saw how effective the B rush was last time around. Are they going to charge through smoke? Yes, they do. All the way out. Here's Peter watching, waiting, sprays down, lines up the shot, gets one, still sprays through the smoke. He's got another teammate, totally blind, killed, but that's the trade.
Yeah.
15-5. Good defense.
I feel like that was kind of wishful thinking to continue to try to plow through that smoke in that situation. But in the end, they, like I said, they have a lot of chances to throw away some rounds here and there if they feel the need. But I mean, definitely, like I said, just kind of some wishful thinking that was going to work.
Right. Well, we got a forced by Tempo Storm with a score of 15-5. They've got plenty of rounds to throw away. Tech 9's in the hands of Rick Stanislaw and Automatic. Charging up mid, or charging up ramp towards A site. They're going to get the opening kill on Devil Walk.
Oh.
Walking in the site. Look at this nice 2K on the far side. Bomb's going to get caught on the bottom of ramp. I mean, CTs have the height advantage, and that's about the end of that.
Yes, Luminosity finally fighting back here, finally putting some rounds together. Thanks to that Tempo Storm save, definitely played a big, big factor in that. But we are going to see Tempo Storm being able to fully buy up here. Shazam with the op, AKs across the board, coming up for the rest of the team. And curious to see if they'll just kind of continue plowing that B side of the map. That's what they've been wanting to do. Last time they really got shut down pretty heavy from Pitt, however, with a quad kill round from himself. So I don't know if they just want to stick with what they want to do, or if they realize, hey, we got crushed last time, let's try something else. But it appears like they are, once again, just trying to plow this long B. This is your typical NA, T-side tactic on this map.
What's crazy is no smokes, no defensive smokes in play at all. The T's walk out like they own the place. They're able to get one opening pick. Stanislaw's already by Fountain and takes one kill. Anger, you can see him on cam, just kind of sitting back. Double Walk also playing for retake. Walks into the site as the bomb gets planted, spamming through the smoke. Unfortunately, he doesn't know there's a player right there who's just about to flank him. What happens? Oh no, Stan. One kill. Double Walk's able to pick up that one, but now he puts himself into a 1v2 situation. He's being pinched from both sides. Shot in the back, and that's it.
So there you have it. I mean, it is a 2-1 series for Tempo Storm. With the distance, we went all 3 maps. The first 2 maps were quite close. One overtime there on Cash, then a 16-13 game there on Dust 2. So very, very close situation. Now you come over to Cobblestone, completely different story.
Right.
Both teams really struggled on CT side on the first 2 matches of the series, Cash and D2. That time, big CT side from Tempo Storm there on Cobblestone. And, like it was just, like I said, on the T side, Luminosity trying to make that Skyfall work for them. They couldn't. Rix and Amac really shutting that down. Like I said, once again, just throughout this entire tournament, obviously we're just looking at the score from this particular map, but if you look at the entire tournament, the frag distribution for Tempo Storm is so tight. Everyone putting up about, look at that spread. I mean, the top fragger with 22 is just like 7 frags away from the bottom fragger with 15. Like it's so tight. It's been like that every single map I've seen played. So really, everyone performing.
Automatic with the ADR going into triple digits right there. 102.5.
Yeah, and
the newest pickup for Tempo Storm, clearly representing.
And despite the loss to VP and everything like that, Rix is averaging, like this game he had in the high 90s, but he's been averaging like low to mid 80s the entire tournament. So actually like pretty consistent stuff out of him as well for his like first really big LAN. Yeah, this is Tempo Storm. They're putting on the show. Like they have a lot to be proud of. They had the loss to VP. They're beating another NA team. I think they're about to play whoever lost between Navi and VP. I didn't get to catch and see who won or lost that series, but Tempo Storm will play them to try to advance out of the group.
Right. I would expect it to be not Navi. Yeah, there it is. Really weak CT sides both times around, but then on Cobblestone, just Tempo Storm stepping it up and dominating. Big plays for Tempo Storm. It's their first win on LAN as a team, as a squad ever. And
they're like a pretty brand new squad, to be honest. You know, only one online match play before this LAN. This is obviously their first LAN, so really cool stuff. But anyway, we're going to take a break. It's going to be a little bit. When we come back, we are going to actually have Liquid taking on CLG next on this stream. And then we have Cloud9 taking on Mouse Sports, which is about to be underway over on the main stream, the Alpha stream. So definitely stay tuned. And we got some more LAN for you all weekend long.
Good stuff.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, here to the Bravo stream, where we will have Team Liquid versus CLG. It's myself, Helium, and Henry G here bringing you the action. How's it going?
It's going good. I felt a little bit sad we've been demoted from the glory of the main stage.
Yes.
I'm kind of happy to be here as well. It's not nice. It's a bit quieter.
It is.
So crazy. But yeah, it's good. Good game coming as well. Another North American derby coming up. This one's going to be really close, I think. Like CLG versus Liquid. Like, before this tournament, you kind of expected CLG to be written off. Like, they come in without their team leader. Sanks coming in as the ringer. But after their showing against Cloud9 yesterday, taking it to overtime on Cash, considered Cloud9's best map, I'd say, arguably. This is going to be a really interesting matchup. Liquid, I'd say they're not even close to being as good a team as Cloud9 are right now. So CLG potentially have a chance to upset here.
Yeah, I think, I mean, coming into the event, having looked at the teams, done some research, I felt that these were two of the weakest teams coming to the event. It was,
What, in terms of the grand scheme of things?
in the whole tournament, yeah.
Cloud9 included?
No. Team Liquid and CLG.
Oh, sorry.
Our matchup here.
I thought you were saying the match I was talking about. I see.
No,
I
not
understand now.
Cloud9.
Right.
Cloud9,
Good.
well,
I was
we'll
going to
see.
say, that'd be crazy.
They're playing Mouse Sports out on the main stage. I'm actually kind of upset I can't watch it.
Okay, fine.
But
I'm glad to
yeah, so Team Liquid coming in as 5th, they did a bit better, and CLG, basically only here because of what happened with Fnatic, Envious, and NiP not showing up. So they came in as the 8th seed, having qualified 5th place, and I was worried because they didn't have FNS, right?
So yeah, he's the in-game leader.
Yeah.
He also ops as the AWPer as well, but it seems like Sank's actually being able to step up to the plate.
We can see Sanks there on the camera right in front.
I don't know what they look like, so
That's
I'm going to have to take
front.
your word for that.
Yeah.
Just meant
Sanks, hazed, and then I can't see it far enough. So vetoes have already started, actually. It's going to be Inferno taken out from CLG. Team Liquid will take down Cobble, and they will pick Train.
It's kind of interesting.
They haven't really played Train very often, but I know that they are kind of up in the talks as the second best team, I guess, on Train, since Cloud9 has proven so strong.
It's weird from Liquid, right? Because we saw Counterlogic Gaming play Cobble against Cloud9 yesterday, so we at least saw what they were going to do. They did not like they won the game. But here we go then. So we've got Train first, Mirage second, and then Dust 2 if it comes down to it. So you cast these guys a lot. How do you see that veto? Is that something what you expected?
Why is Mirage being played between two NA teams?
I thought you said Mirage was like CLG's best map or something. Was it?
Let's take a look. CLG. Yeah, they actually.
Yeah, I know.
In terms of so you're better than I am here. They played it on LAN once, and they're 1-0 on it. They won 57% of the total rounds they played there. Also online 7-1.
Okay.
But Team Liquid would have had to have known that, right? I'm surprised they wouldn't have maybe taken out Mirage with that data. Because CLG, I guess, is it in their heads like, oh, CLG picked Cobble against Cloud9 yesterday, and what was it, 8 rounds? That
they got 10 rounds. It was 16-10
so
in the end.
into the double digits.
But it could have gone either way. It was just there was a moment where they were dominating on their CT side, and they got lots of rounds strung together. Then as soon as they got on the T side, they just didn't have anything to answer back with.
Yeah.
But like as I said, having watched that game, you'd probably thought, oh, we can get some information here, watch the VOD, see what happened, how we can lock them down. But they haven't opted for that, and it's kind of interesting. I think that's where they vetoed that one. Maybe they're just not very confident on the map itself.
Yeah, well, we see. Let's. Do we have a player breakdown? Did we pick the Oppers? I can't remember. Whether or not, talk about the Oppers real quick. So
we did. We picked JDM and Adren.
Yeah, and that's going to be really big on a map like Mirage, where there's, playing off the spawn, you can go as a CT, go towards A, lock down the A ramp, go out middle. You can go out middle towards connector. You can get early, drop underpass. You can peek cat from B.
This is the thing. I've only ever casted European games on a Mirage. Like that. The classic thing to do is like it's the mid controller. He's the anchor player on the entire map. So you see like people like Guardian or JW will be playing there as well. So I'm interested. I know the NA when they go up against each other. From what I've seen online, it's kind of like it's a different approach to the game. Have you casted either of these guys on Mirage before? Could you give any sort of insight to what kind
Well, it's funny that you ask because I'm actually, even though I'm in NA, obviously, I actually do all the European coverage. Sure. So I've cast more European teams than NA as well.
I speak to the guys at Facing. They tell me when they watch the NA games, like the difference in the approach to tactics, especially, is like completely night and day. Like it's very questionable stuff. Like if you compare it to European standard, it's quite clear why the American teams can't keep up. It's only recently Cloud9 actually stepping up to the plate and adapting to European playstyle. They've actually got themselves such amazing results recently. It's teams like Liquid, who they've been to Europe a lot. They don't really have any excuses now. I don't understand how people can say, well, even that their management will say, oh, it's lack of experience. And like this lineup's been together quite a long time now. They've gone to a couple of Gfinities. They've been to DreamHack. They've been to Europe many times, and it's always a flush out. to be fair to them, the last result when they came to DreamHack Valencia was actually reasonable. Like they played Fnatic on Dust 2. They got 10 rounds, I believe, in Dust 2, and they didn't win a single game while they're out there, but it's they got rounds together, and I think they played Cash as well. Is that right?
Yeah, Cash and Dust 2 up against NIP, where they got into double digits. They had the 10 rounds on Cash, so that was basically the same result that they put up just recently against Cloud9, and then on Dust 2, only getting 6 rounds there. But prior to this, so this is where the lack of experience comes in. At one point, Team Liquid versus NIP in 3 maps, it was 48 rounds to NIP
5 rounds,
and
right?
5 to Liquid.
I remember that stat.
It was legitimately
I
a joke.
casted that game in Valencia. I remember that stat coming out quite a lot, saying the last 3 times they've met an IP, they've taken 5 rounds, and that's. I think we were kind of joking. I think we said, oh, at least they got 5 this time, like in that one map against an IP. That was like that was some sort of consolation. We said, well, at least there's some sort of progress being made. They've got 6 rounds this time, but that's what I mean. Like Liquid have always looked out of their depth in Europe. I think they seem to do very well in NA. They get good results against the other teams, and it just seems like they haven't quite escalated into world-class level yet. And it's kind of weird when you've got the kind of backing such as Team Liquid, such a prestigious organization. You expect them
forever.
Yeah, you kind of expect them like this is your full-time job. You're getting paid very well. You want to make sure you're representing the org amazingly and doing everything you can. I just don't entertain the lack of experience excuse anymore.
Yeah, you can't take
this event. I think, especially when there's only 3 European teams here, this is a game they have to win. If they lose to a CLG mix here, although Cloud9 struggled against them yesterday, I think they'll be very disappointed going out like this.
All right, so to switch now to CLG, this is the funny thing about CLG, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we get to go to Europe, we get to play in a LAN, and then they face Keed and Cloud9, which are both, North American, South American teams that they're already used to playing very often. They did have the one map against Fnatic, and this one was on Mirage, and they won it 16-12. It was surprising, to say the least.
I didn't actually watch that game, so is there anything you can take away from it?
I didn't get to see it either. I think I was still asleep because I'm a lazy bum and I was not waking up.
Well, that's
early.
great insight we can provide for you there.
Yes,
we know a result. That's great.
Well, we can actually look at the screen. Just taking efficacy as our kind of like proprietary rating that we use, and Cutler. No surprise, he's like the most consistent player on the team. He's a veteran, and I think he's actually the one calling for the team right now.
Yeah, he really impressed me yesterday. He was actually with JDM. He was doing the backup AWPing as well. As soon as Cobble, he picked up the AWP. He was picking up big frags, and he was getting 4-mans as well.
Oh, like he hit that 3K at the CT slope on Cobble.
That's right, and I thought he played really, really well. I was quite impressed by his play, actually. I'd like to see more from that from him today. As I said before, if Liquid don't win this game, I'll be utterly disappointed with them. Like, I actually like them as players. I think they've got good team spirit. Like they never seem to give up. When I was at Valencia, like as soon as they lost the game, I was hanging out in the Razor Lounge. You see them come in together as a team, looking over their demos, trying to get back into it and working out how they can adapt and get why they lost the game. So I like that. I don't say that they're not trying. I know they want to win, but it's just not happening for now. Something's not clicking, and until we work that out, I think this might be a continuing trend for Liquid. Unfortunately, they're not going to break into the top 20 at least of the world.
Yeah. Well, they've got their map pick coming up first. They're going to have to start on that T side as a result here on Train. So maybe on Train they can just get rolling, for the pun there, of course. But with their momentum on Train, like if they just dominate here and then you go over to Mirage and maybe CLG are a little down and out. But I know Team Liquid not really that solid of a Mirage team. Most NA teams really don't play
I don't think that's solid on anything, to be honest. But like from what I've only casted them against European teams, so I'm being unfair there. But against CLG, like I say again, they should be an expected victory for them. CLG not looking bad at all. Cutler moved into the team strat caller here, but he seemed to have got the team. They lost the first half yesterday on their. I think that on their T side they lost 13-2 on Cash, and they somehow bounce back and get back into it. That just shows great team spirit and the fact you actually, in the face of adversity, you can actually drill your guys and get them back into it and keep everyone's head above a certain level. So that was fantastic to see from him. But okay, let's go to predictions then. If we're going to predict how this one's going down.
Okay.
Let's go with you first.
For Train?
The whole series.
The whole series.
Yeah.
Scores and...
Nah, don't go on scores. Just give me like a little 2-1 or something like that.
I think CLG will lose Train and then win it 2-1.
Okay. Do you think... You actually think
I don't even remember what the third map is, to be honest.
You don't think... CLG, the mixed team, you think they're gonna take the series?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sanks is a strong player, and to be honest...
He was... If you're looking statistically, he was the weakest player yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's quite... I think... I was speaking to Hiko yesterday. He was like... He's a teammate of his, right, in the Helium?
Yeah.
He said he kind of looked a little bit out of his depth, like he wasn't adapting to the new team environment. We know he's a very good fragger and a great aimer, but whether he can kind of step on these big games. I think trains is a very difficult position for them. Like, they can get into the game if they have something to play off, if they've got some set pieces. But saying like that, like we just watched Virtus Pro completely own Navi without any sort of set strategies whatsoever. You just run out and just kill people. So as long as they've got some basic idea of what they're doing, I think they'll be okay. But I'm going to say 2-0 Liquid, just because I think it's about time they started getting some decent results.
So they'll win Mirage as well. I like that Dust 2 is the decider map, right? Between NA teams, it just kind of seems fitting. Play it so often, that should be, if it does go to that third map, it should probably be a nail biter, I would think.
The last time I saw Liquid on Dust 2 was against Fnatic, I think, and it was kind of it was an interesting game. Like they got a lot of map control. What I've always said about Liquid is they've got a great approach to the start of rounds. They're good at they're working out what the CTs are doing. It's just their final round play, the execution to the bomb side. When they get the bomb down, it's always that execution looks so sloppy. They may get a bomb down, but it's just like that post-plant situation. It always seems like a nightmare for them. Against like the NA teams, I think they might be a little bit more interested in that, maybe to convert those into victories. But here we go then. We are going into the first round on the first map, CLG versus Team Liquid on D Train. We'll have CLG starting on the counter-terrorist side. This is, of course, Liquid's map. And, yeah, pistol round's very important. A team like Liquid...
Yes, we've already seen that, right? It gets the money set for the CT
it looks,
side.
most teams, I say it again, like they will opt to go Glock armors, rush somewhere, take it down. You can see Adrian has actually got a smoke here, and they are opting to go for the B side. So go with Big Nade, though. Actually doesn't do any damage, luckily. And they've actually got a few people towards the inside bomb side now, just kind of to feel out what the CTs are doing in their setup.
Yeah, they've brought Hayes in a little bit forward. Tarek still playing there on the far backside over towards that Z connector. And outside we got Cutler. Sanks playing back green towards Ivy. And Team Liquid, they are taking this pretty slow to start things off. Tarek, nice. Forced leaves USP. You don't see that one every day. Liquid now coming down the ladder. Elige and Nitro, both of these guys on point. They need to step up. They need to get some solid frags, and they're getting their way out, but Tarek striking from Z is going to bring down Nitro. Fugly trying to push forward, trying to find a trade out somewhere. It still hasn't come yet. Flowsick will grab it 4-on-4 for the time being, and Fugly, we'll talk about a good post-plant position. He's already getting into CT heaven just like that. Two players coming in from Old Bomb, Tarek and Cutler grabbing some quick frags from that position. JDM, he's pushed through that smoke. Fugly from ladder going to be brought down by Hazed, and Tarek is there as well. So, well, those post-plant positions, they did fall apart rather quickly.
Yeah, we see Tarek picking up 3 frags from him. We know he's one of the best fraggers in NA right now. Like, I haven't actually cast that much of it. It's just everyone's telling me he's just a crazy, mad fragger. Picks up 3 frags in the pistol round, and that's a really good start for CLG. Like, this isn't their map, and picking up the pistol round and getting this early momentum. We saw that teams like Navi, they will force battle this round all day long. And when you get the bomb down, you have to make that decision. Do you go for the AKs next round, or do you try and force it out quite quickly when you know they're going to have weak economy? And go for the Tech 9 armors. How do you see this one go now? Well, from NA teams you've cast in the past, what's the kind of meta for them right now?
I mean, like you said, you talked, compared it and contrasted to the technical play that you noticed from Europe. Like, NA teams will have that on a few maps, but when it comes down to like a broader map pool, it becomes kind of scrimmy, kind of puggy.
I can see Adren has gone for the Tech 9 armor.
Adren's already Tech 9 armored up. The rest of the team now starting to follow suit.
I don't like
for
this.
Nitro.
I don't like it one bit.
You don't like the force buy from the
I think when you get a bomb down in the pistol, right?
Yeah, agreed.
They, especially when you're not as good as teams like Navi. Like, teams like Navi can rely on these things. They're so unbelievably good AVs. But the fact that they, to be fair, CLG have actually done this very well. They're aware this might happen. So they've gone for the... This is what VP did so well. They utilize the SMGs and rifles together. It's more like a hybrid. So you get the SMGs very close up on the choke points where they're going to be pouring into you. So you get pinged at the P90 sat there. And then you have the rifles to back you up in the further positions. When you give them the call, they can come and rotate quickly. And you see like the Liquid are going to send all 5 men towards the inside bomb. So whether they go towards Pop Dog is yet to be seen. But it looks like it's going to be a full-on inside push here. So they're not going to go straight into the bomb. So they're going to slow it right down. Just seeing what's available to them. They've yet to get any information. It looks like they've actually got some smokes lined up as well to kind of give them an advantage when they make their way into the bomb site.
This is a nice setup, though, from CLG. They got hazed way back in Z with that rifle and very close into the site behind those kind of spools that have been added to the map. Is JDM with the P90 just ready to get a ton of frags right now, and there he doesn't get any. Elige brings it down with the Tech 9. Hazed finds Elige, and that one was from distance. So bomb to go down, and it's up to CLG now retaking. No one actually coming around the backside. So they're just all pushing from CT towards that bomb. That was a ridiculous flat. It got all 4 CTs, but now Hayes defines Nitro, and it's only Fugly. There's only so much you can do. Maybe you can try to find at least one more frag, but not even that. Sanks brings him down. But they planted off the force, so makes up for some of it.
So as long as you get the bomb down those kind of rounds, you'll be okay. Like they need to work out what the kind of approach you want to take this round. They could probably force Galils or AKs if they wanted to now, but if they want the AWPs, they might have to question what they want to do. As you can see, I would say take the full eco now, maybe a couple of P250s, and then get the full buy next round and go off to a healthy start. We don't want to see them wreck their economy by force buying again.
And perhaps they've got to smoke a flash, maybe. I mean, inner is generally just one person playing in there, another further back towards Z, and a lot from outer, a quick rotate. So it is easy to get the bomb down inside. Maybe a third time would really bolster their next buy round. Already, though, the boost's coming out. Can't do that jump yourself, but it's very risky at the start of the round. So Tarek up on top of the hut in Z. And once again, Team Liquid moving towards those inner halls, posted up in Boiler, and probably one smoke. Let's see, where is Flosic? The smoke's going out lower with a nice pop flash to follow. That was actually really, really solid pop flash. So just using those 2 utility grenades to get out here, and that will be the bomb being planted again. So now if the terrorists wanted to opt, for instance, they have that potential. But Cutler and Tarek gunning him down. And Tarek as well, another. So 2 kills for him on the round. It's just up to Flosic and Fugly here through the smoke. It was kind of dissipating, so it might have been seen. Who knows? Fugly with the deagle. Going for a deagle after 2 forces? That's kind of expensive too, but 3 plants at least.
Yeah, 3 plants, so they get away with it. There's an extra $800. That pays for the deagle itself. So we need to take a quick look at the scoreboard on our side, see where the money lies for them. So we've got, a nice healthy economy. We'll see what Adren, he's kind of the standard AWPer for Liquid. In my opinion, I actually think he's a better rifler than he is AWP. I don't think he has that much impact on the map. But it's be interesting to see how this one goes. Full rifle setup from Liquid, actually. So I think they'll be going more for the set piece mentality of getting the bomb down and working the post-plant situations. Interesting enough, CLG don't actually have an AWP themselves. It could be 10 rifles on the server. So it'd be interesting. I don't actually know how Liquid approach training. I haven't casted them before, so I'm not entirely sure what they're going to approach here.
Yeah, according to Dust, who's kind of the resident NA expert, I haven't seen too many Liquid train matches either. They haven't even played it that many times, but word on the street is that they got a pretty solid train. They have yet to show it here. I mean, a couple plants, they lost the pistol, but the first rifle, this is where it's really going to come down to it. And we can see they're very spread out. They got a nice kind of default. Flosix watching out towards Ivy, Dren even behind that, covering mid. Nitro's pushed into the other B halls. Mid-room covered, and Elige on the ladder. So kind of just waiting for a push, waiting for CLG to want to grab some information, Team Liquid could shut it down. And this is CLG obviously playing very restrained, not pushing them, not giving them an inch. Now will Liquid be able to have an execute 5v5 that will be effective? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Only 50 seconds left for that. Maybe Ivy is where it happens.
It's a really slow round. I assume they've got smoke grenades left. They're going to have to do a full-on execution here. They're not getting any picks. No information really being gathered for the CT, so they're going to have to execute. It looks like I can see some flashbangs coming out now. Smokes are being deployed, and this is when they need to plant. 30 seconds on the clock, and they're actually getting locked down by Tarek there. 2 huge frags for him, and Sanks gets one of his own. Fugly and Adren being the last man left. Fugly actually gets 2 frags, and now it's a 3-on-1 situation. Adren the last man remaining, but that was a whole lot of nothing really for Team Liquid.
Well, I do like they had that really far back smoke wall, like trying to push those people into, Old Bomb and like the Ivy hallway there. But if players are in front of that, and Tarek was at the ladder, so he was able to shut them down as they ran up. All right, Adren though, into the 1v3. He's killed 1. He's got no time because that was one of the slowest rounds, well, definitely that we've seen, because we just cast Navi VP and it was like insane. Crazy, Will the op come out? Sanks has about 10 grand, so we haven't seen one yet.
I don't think they need to yet.
Don't change it until something doesn't work.
They know the economy is going to be kind of ruined. They're not, but at least Liquid won't have an AWP at this stage. So if they're winning with the rifles right now, keep the economy healthy in terms of the rifles. So going forward, they can keep buying rifles as they are, save a couple of grand in that department. You can see Liquid here. I wouldn't say it's a force buy, but Galil is out, and they haven't got a full arsenal of utility. There's no Molotov to speak of, so they become very useful in the post-plant situation. So even if they do get the bomb down now, they're going to find it much harder to hold the CTs off.
Tarek posted up in Z. He's been pretty dangerous from there. Sanks, Ivy. 2 inner, Hayes and JDM. And the bomb, you can see, is dropped for the terrace. So again, they're taking it slow, trying to work it here. The inner smokes are coming in, but there's nothing behind it. Or those actually... No, those are CT smokes. Wow. Don't see that. They're smoking off upper and lower just like that.
Well, here we go. Here's the response. T's are going to put the smoke down of their own, try and block off some vision, but It looks like they're actually opting towards the outside bomb site now. There's no actual players towards inner halls whatsoever. They're going to go down Pop Dog, and the execution is beginning to happen. There's not a lot in terms of smokes going down. And Tarek, yet again, picks up a frag from the top of the ticket booth there, and he can just stay up there. He hasn't even been forced off yet, and it's going to be very difficult for them to lock him down if he can keep this sort of positioning.
Well, Flowsick now starting to make his way out. The rest of the main offensive here has been successful. No, Tarek, though, still around the bomb. And it will be Flowsick to find one, Fugly the other. So Team Liquid finally getting on the board and keeping 3 people alive. But you can see money still a little bit tight, 3.4, 3.6 on Adren and Nitro. And now, there it is. 1 round lost, and you pull out the op.
So they were trying to keep the economy healthy in that department. They could have kept flowing with the M4s, it would have been perfect for them. But JDM, very important AWP yesterday. Just quite interestingly enough, Cutler's actually only got a 5-7 and 2 flashbangs. So the economy isn't great on the CT side. Whoever loses this round will be ecoing. So we see Liquid biting back there with a round of their own. They will get their money reset next round. Same goes for CT. Their money's devastated right now. JDM, though, opens up the fragging onto Fugly. And now Liquid are going to be forced to go into the inside bomb side. Nitro does take down Hazed. And they're going to have an open bomb side now. There's no CTs waiting for them.
Yeah, there's a rotation. It's going to be slow, though. JDM now just getting to Z. There's another one. Coming from back CT, ready to go onto that upper catwalk. That's Cutler with the 5-7 waiting, and he doesn't. He had an opportunity there to kill Elige, but he did fail it. 3-on-2 now in favor of Liquid in this post plan, and we will see, having bought that up, a more expensive round. We'll try to save this M4 and the AWP, but wow, walking up and then just getting cremated right there. They will find him. Oh, Adren almost caught with his knife out trying to pick up that AK. A little bit of an upgrade. Still going to try to fight this. I guess they do really want to kill the CTs, but even for the money for the terrorists isn't amazing either.
That's right, I said. But so whoever lost his round is going to weaker. The fact that JDM can save the AWP on a map like Train is so important. The best thing to do is get him in an aggressive position, maybe on the inside bomb site. He could have anchored that himself and played there alone with the other guys stack inside. We actually saw Navi, they took the AWP and took it right up to the lower ramp and just face it and just try to get the opening frag. But that's a player like Guardian, when you've got...
Who's going to hit that first shot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting to see where they actually place JDM. Will they opt for him to go somewhere very aggressive, or they're just trying to hold him back and trying to make the simple shots? JDM actually will be doing. Yeah, there we go.
You are a prophet.
I know what's going on here. I've played this game before.
Yeah. Well, the last round, he was outer in the back of that bomb train, but he goes in for the quick little peek. No one's there, and actually the calls have already come in that it's outside. Elige just pushing all the way in. He's got to the back of that green train. CT had kind of pushed past him. The rest of his team will pick it up. So still on Elige trying to get in, and it's actually Nitro that'll do it. A kill for Nitro, Adren, and Fugly, and well, already JDM's like, all right, I guess I'm saving the op. The op is quickly becoming an antique.
Just keeping it forever. Let's just try and keep this one alive as long as possible. It's going to be JDM saving it again. He actually manages to pick up a couple of frags of his own.
Almost got a third.
Any sort of kills he can get now is going to affect the terrorist economy. And he gets another one. Great stuff from him, but it's going to be in vain as they lose the 3rd round in a row now. Liquid bouncing back into this game after going 4-0 down. They've actually got 3 in a row of their own. And it's not really down to much like some deep inside tactics. They're actually just playing the map really well, getting out into the bomb sites and actually making important frags. And that's JDM going to be finally losing it up. Yeah.
He fell for that. Flowsick drops the smoke. He's like, oh, they just don't want me to op. And then they pushed right through it. I kind of wonder, though. And the JDM, hit 1 shot before that. Then he gets a chance to just kind of deathmatch for a little bit there on the inner bomb site, warming up that op, hit some really nice shots.
Yeah.
And here it is coming back. They saved that last one. And also looking into that last round, they shouldn't have won it anyways. They just saved that op in 1 M4.
Absolutely.
Everyone else was saving. And here it comes again. And now Adren's pulling it out onto that T side. So we could see that op battle. That was our player highlight going into this. JDM outside. And Adren maybe come through Ivy, working it with his teammate. So kind of a 2-1-2 split for Team Liquid. But again, taking it slow. Have they even gone for a very fast round yet?
I think they've done a couple of bits. So they go for the fast peak and then they'll fall back and slow it down again. But in terms of like a full-on outside rush, it has always been slow it down, see what picks are available, and go from there. Adren, your man with the AWP here, working the angle and towards main, seeing what he can do here. But he's going to be met by JDM, and he gets taken down to 17 HP, and that's going to be really important now. So Adren has to work out. They know the AWP is outside, so maybe this is a call to go inside now. Smoke off the lower ramp, get in quickly before they have a chance to adapt.
Sanks, he's going to shut down the one player. It was Flowsick still kind of lurking around Ivy, so that's evened it right back up. I don't know if they got do they know that they legged Adren? The fact that he might be rather low. He is an opper. It's not the biggest deal, and the rotation's actually kind of geared heavily towards the inner bomb site for CLG. Color coming in through that Z connector. Nitro is up there, and he's going to be taken down by Tarek, so they were ready for this. Elige, though, finding the entry, gets hazed. Tarek as well, answering back. Cutler now coming in, finds Fugly, and it's just Adren, the player with 17 HP, left alone up there in Boiler. Let's see if he can make the CTs pay, hurt their economy a little bit. It looks like the streak of 3 rounds will find its end here for Team Liquid. Adren still with some damage. Actually did get hit.
Yeah.
Somehow took only 14 damage from an M4.
Well, there we go. It's CLG balancing things out. They're still in a relatively good position right now. If you think about it, they've only really lost a pistol. You kind of have to look at it like that. They did lose 3 in a row, but it's a chance for them to balance it out and start getting the momentum back in their favor. We can see that Liquid don't have the opportunity to buy an AWP this round, although I would say that didn't really have some sort of massive effect there.
No.
They have got 2 pistols as well. So they have a Tech 9 and Flow Stick, Fugly with the PT50 there. So interesting to see how this one goes down. They've got a double AWP set up now for CLG. This is when teams can be the most deadly.
And we saw Cutler actually picking up the op on Cobble, and he had some nice little highlight clips coming out. Some 3Ks. He hits the first shot to open up the round. Tarek with a double spray down, and he'll finally be run over by Flowsick. Now Hayes coming out, and him and Sank's going to end it. 2 headshots onto Flowsick and Adren. That is 6-3. Still a rather CT-sided map. So 3 rounds, not bad for Team Liquid, but they probably need 2 to 3 more.
And the fact they force-balled that round, with having 2 players on pistols, essentially, you have to work out whether that's a good investment. They just ran out, essentially, getting completely taken down with the AWPs. They're going to be aware now that that's the setup they're running. So I think a more tactical approach would be advised now. Getting the wall of smokes out, locking down the AWPers out of the map, utilizing the flashbangs. That's what I'd like to see them do next round. Now they know the dual AWP setup is running.
Yeah, JDM going to go back for that quick lower pick, and oh my gosh, if they just crash peek him right now, that's obviously going to be pretty bad. Easy shot for JDM. Molotov to dissuade that aggression. So early pick, man advantage. He's backed them off, and again, it is just a save. I think they were trying to set up maybe 2 set smokes and some pop flashes from that new window, or maybe just lower ramp and upper catwalk to rush out, but shut down. And Cutler still holding on to outside. If Sanks maybe could take a risk, peek Ivy, and then they'd know 100% that it's just geared towards B, but not worried about it. He'll smoke it off, and it's going to be up to JDM to stop this smoke coming down, and he goes right up top to that ladder. He's trying to take this fight. He will hit it. Can he get another? This time he's fully blind, able to fall off the train, though, staying alive. He's going to push himself back. Adren trying to go for some quick ladder hops, I think, to get into that smoke and to the other side, and fucking jumping out. But Tarek deletes him, and flawless victory for CLG.
Yeah, well, they just wanted to get the bomb down in that situation, right? So that's what they got down. But now they'll be able to answer back. I think the 5 AK setup will be much more effective there. Get the full smoke out, lock down the AWPs, get a bomb down. It's much harder to retake a bomb site with 2 AWPs than it is with rifles. So that's the mentality they should be going for now. Adren kind of considering, and thank God he's done it. He's got the rifle himself. So this should be an easy round for them. If they've assessed what's going on, they can probably just do it a lot slower, maybe take a little fake towards inside, then go outside together.
So let's see, where are the oppers? JDM's moving around quite a bit with the op. This time they doubled up on outside, they had JDM go aggressive inner, and now they're doubling back up. JDM playing the quicker rotator between the 2 oppers. Hazed watching inner. Tarek has pushed aggressive into the ladder room, so Team Liquid will have to be very careful. They'll have to pop flash down this before they want to go and check it out. Elijah's up top. Tarek like a shark from this position, and he will strike. The headshot through the boards onto Elijah. So Team Liquid and their rifle going down a man early. It's going to make things very, very difficult. And just the standard 3-2 setup from the CTs. Got that quick rotator in Z. And they're still in T-spawn on the side of Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is a little bit too slow for my liking. After losing that first pick, you can see now
There's
they
the
are
set
going
play.
for the outside take, and this could still work. 4 and 5, it may still. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. So they got the outside smoke, so that's going to lock the AWPers out down outside. They're going to go together now inside of those things.
No, but Hayes drops the bomb. One player got into the site, but of course, bomb way back. It'll come on to Adren. He will be able to pick it up. Kenny Cross, he still has one more gap to close, and yeah, he will get there. But unfortunately, JDM, he did stop. He was pushing up on that catwalk. Let's see, Tarek on the back of the train. He will find one. Nitro kind of just running around in the open shooting field there. Maybe trying to get into a better spot. Could have perhaps just stayed still. Adren trying to get some smoke plays. That's going to blind himself up completely. Nice flick on his way out of the smoke. That was insane. Now it's just up to Cutler, 1v2. Adren still hiding inside of that smoke. Cutler jumping. He's made that noise. The bullet trail coming out. He's moved in through the smoke. Will he just hop up? No, he'll go around the back of the train. He will find one player, brings him down, but there's no time right here. Trying to get that op, and now he might pay for it with his life. Yeah, he's going to go down. Even Fugly almost dies to that.
I think JDM going towards the bomb site like that with a PT-50, he could have waited for his teammates and retook that properly. He committed to the pistol, running up to the bomb, trying to spam for a smoke and got himself taken out. Had he waited, he could have had an opportunity to take him out properly. I think that was the turning point of the round. But there we go, the 4th round on the board for Team Liquid. CLG do have enough to buy here. They got a few rounds in a row, so they have got the AWP still. But as is the trend for what the games we've casted so far, we will be going into a pause here.
It seems like this is technical rather than tactical. Teams are allowed 5 minutes of pause, either technical or tactical, just combining that. So
what, even if it's technical, if something's not working, you have 5 minutes to fix it?
Well, it's shared between timeout and technical.
Oh, really?
Because then you don't want a team, you're out of your one timeout, and then they're just like, but we're having technical issues.
Right, okay.
So that way they can't fake it. We've covered our bases over here. But I'm sure it's a bit of both. They're probably talking CLG just lost their streak, and now it's up to Team Liquid to try to put a few together, shatter that CT economy, and then even get this one and another easy round to get right up there. And that would meet the quota, right? Like 5-6 rounds on Trend
I
side?
think 6 rounds is probably the target here.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're VP, then you just get double digits.
Yeah, exactly.
No big deal.
They like 10.
So 5 AKs once again. Molotov some smokes. Fugly has been smoked out in this middle room. Hay is still watching. He sees the smoke trickle into that lower site. A pop flash out top, but still no aggression. Just kind of throwing those nades. Trying to debate rotators. I'm not sure. No one has actually budged from the defense of CLG. Still set up quite nicely. And where's JDM taking that up again this time? He's back of inner. He's in Z watching anyone coming out of that upper catwalk. Cutler's in a very good spot outside on top of this green train. Let's see if they will spot him. Trying to come down that tight alleyway there and getting up. Oh, perhaps ladder hitbox is an issue right there as he went up the train. And now Adren will bring down Cutler. Let's see what Elige can do, pushing through. As JDM gets a grenade, Sanks with an M4. Their man disadvantage, Elige. He'll bring it back to the 2-on-2. Bomb is down on top of the train. What a rough spot. Fugly, though, still able to grab it and trying to plant. I got JDM back of old bomb. Hayes finds that kill. So we come into that 1v1. JDM hits the shot onto Elige.
All or nothing shot there. Great stuff from JDM. Picking up 2 frags of his own. It's kind of interesting the way Liquid are approaching these maps. They do nothing for almost 45 seconds. There's no information gain. There's no challenges whatsoever.
Yeah, they're not even gathering info.
Yeah, and they just kind of explode out together. And they did manage to get a couple of frags. They did the fair play to them. It came down to a one-on-one situation. But JDM with a great shot to finish things off there. And it's going to force Liquid onto an eco there. We saw them win the last round. So, of course, the money's been reset. So they have got Tech 9s. They have some PT-50s. There's a smoke and a couple of flashbangs as well. Again, trying to get the bomb down is the perfect scenario for them. If they can force a plant down and get a couple of frags, that's a dream come true for them. You can see them opting to go out Ivy here as well. This is quite interesting. Oh, but as you say, that Sax gets a kill through the smoke, and all of a sudden, it goes crazy. Cutler takes down Flowstick, and now it's a 4-on-3 situation, but the T's have to come out of the side of the area here, and it's a quick clean-up for Hayes. JDM gets one of his own. So, nice stuff in the CTs there. Only dropped 1 man. It looked like if the terrorists actually opted to go towards the CT halls at the back there, they could have maybe...
Classic strat.
Yeah, you could have potentially got some control of the map there, but there we go. It's now going to be a very questionable buy for Team Liquid. You can see Tech 9, Galil, and 2 AKs. No real utility either. I would have probably waited. I'd have done a Tech 9 armor round this time.
Yeah.
And then opted for the full buy next one.
And Team Liquid's already proven to us that they can Tech 9 armor, get the bomb down pretty much every single time. So that would have made it still for a solid round 15. That would be the last round of the half. Instead, if they lose this, they go into the last round of the half completely broke. Kind of the same situation of weaponry that they have now. Hayes trying to fall back. He'll drop to Nitro. JDM going to fall back further as well with that op. He's now alone inside. We had someone, Tarek, push up to that pop dog, I guess box nowadays. So he's in a pretty aggressive position outside. Maybe he's going to flank them ladder. That's yet to be seen. It's 4-on-4 though. Looks like they are bringing it back. Not setting up for that interplay. They'll have to get in through the ladder. And Tarek, I don't know if a call's coming in or he just felt that he overstayed his welcome. He does back off from his aggro position. And he's going to go up in CT Heaven, which actually doesn't even see a lot of play on this map.
Again, very slow round from Liquid. They have got the advantage there. Traditionally, if the terrorists get the first pick, and even if they go trade for trade, they have the control of the map because the CTs are thinned out on across the board. You see Liquid actually going towards all 4 men now, towards the B bomb site. They haven't got much to play with. They have got one smoke, forgive me, and they have to drop down on lower ramp and just boss in together and hope for the best here. With the AWP on JDM, it's going to be very difficult getting in with that, especially with just one smoke.
Cutler's up on top of this train as well. He sees the flashes coming in. He will back off. He sprays down. Smoke dissipates. He's got 3 bullets left. He found the headshot. Can he take another one? No. Liege will bring him down. And now Team Liquid with the advantage. Bomb to finally go down. Smokes and Molotovs from Flowsick. JDM now trying to hit a shot to even it right back up. Had a nice 1v1 for him not too long ago. It's JDM and Sanks here. And, well, JDM will go down from Elige, so now just Sanks. And he falls as well, Elige, ending it with a double.
I don't know how they pulled that one out of the bag. When you have no real utility to play with, there's an AWP waiting for you, especially on the inside. I would have loved to have seen from JDM's point of view there how he didn't get a single frag as they came in. But there we go. Another frag on board for Team Liquid. We did say 5 or 6 would be perfect for them. And losing that last round would have been detrimental to them. They would have been full eco this round, but they somehow managed to convert Galileos and Tech9s into a round. And we go into the 15th round now. There will be 4 Spivers and CTs, obviously. They've got 5 7s and Famises. But all of a sudden, Liquid are on the driving seat, and they have the possession on this round.
They have switched it up, too. It was like rifles or Tech9s.
Oh, my God.
In. But look at Tarek finding those frags. That was aggression in the halls, and Tarek shuts it down. Sanks finds one. He's the one man playing Ivy there, and he'll bring down a kill. And now it's just Adren with an op. And then a 2v4. I feel like an op, maybe not the one you want. And he'll peek out. He will also miss the shot onto Sanks. Grenade to go out, not doing too much. I feel like Sanks could just retreat at this point.
It's going to be difficult. He's got such a difficult angle to hold. He just needs to face randomly now and hope he beats Adren to the shot, but he will get taken down. Nice shot from Adren there. It's going to put it into a 3-on-2 situation. Adren and Fugly, they are last 2 men for Team Liquid. They have got the bomb, so they will be trying... Oh, no, they haven't. So towards T-Spawn, they will be able to pick it up relatively
under their
easily.
control still.
Yeah.
Well, or is it? You've now had... who is this? Tarek has pushed through now. It's on the other side of the wall, so he hasn't seen it yet. So still their control. They pick it up now. That, you know, also walking, expecting someone's push, so it's slowing them down. Let's see. They still have available to them, you know, inside or down through ladder and back to outer. But what's the decision going to be? Not much time left. Adren will check it. They've made noise. They didn't want to get very quickly flanked. The rotations, though, coming in hazed. And Cutler trying to move up close to that spool. He just see the head of Fugly. Fugly did not see him, and bomb goes down. Time is low. Cutler makes the smart play to back off. Gonna force him into that plant, and at this point the round is over for Adren. Goes to plant. They know he can't fake it, and there it is. 10-5.
So I think the difference between 10-5 and 9-6 is pretty massive, really. Like Liquid would have been, if they told they got 6 rounds, but saying, okay, we probably wanted more. Against a team like CLG, we know they're good, but as we keep mentioning before, they are a weak inside here without their in-game leader. A ringer coming in for them in form of Sanks. But let's have a little look at the stats there. So who was the big player there? Tarek, we saw him lighting up the scoreboard quite a few times. A lot of 2-mans or 3-mans from him. He managed to get a 20 bomb right there. And look on the other side, Team Liquid is kind of, and no one really stepped up that much. Elige managed to get 12 frags, but no one else really going crazy on the T side here. Picking up 5 rounds, like, you're not going to have too many big fraggers there, but it just has to be Tarek was the standout player by far for CLG.
127 ADR on him. Even JDM getting 100, just above it, 100.8, so that's pretty solid. But again, they started on the CT side, so expect them to do a bit better in that department. What was our biggest kill? We didn't have any, no quads, just a couple 3Ks from Tarek and JDM. But JDM was a useless 3K, remember? Oh no, I think... Does that only count if they win the map? I'm not sure.
No, they still count as a 3K.
They still counted as a 3K?
Of course.
Yeah, he got the one from Inner when they were just trying to push him and bring down that op.
So CLG did win the pistol there. They managed to get 3 in a row. And then all of a sudden, Team Liquid managed to get 3 of their own. I think it was 4-3 at one point. And then the momentum kept shifting after that. Then all of a sudden CLG got in the driving seat, and then Liquid only got 2 more after that. So I think for CLG, they'll be very happy this half. They know if they get the pistol now, they're in such a strong position, like going into this T half. So the thing is, without your in-game leader, I think they'll have to keep it very simple on their T side, especially the pistol. What are your predictions for the T pistol here? Like, do you expect this a full-on rush, or do you think they're going to slow it down a little bit?
Well, pistol rounds, I feel like even on train especially, they can be pretty difficult because a lot of times you have 1 or 2 inside on the defense, and the terrorists can just storm it, get the bomb down, and find some post plants. And same thing for outside. I don't know, I think CLG can do it. Just look at the way they were aiming, right? Tarek was on point. Hayes was always in a good position to find a frag.
Yeah.
Cutler's been very solid. What's Sanks actually sitting on right now? Sanks had 12 kills, so not doing too bad for himself either. I think CLG can close it out, because even if they do just keep it simple, the way they were hitting their shots,
In
they
terms
can
of
just
pure
go
fragging,
fast.
right? Yeah.
Team Liquid never went fast. They were slow every single round. And it wasn't like a confident, we know what we're doing, like slow. I don't know. I didn't feel confident.
You weren't convinced.
I didn't feel confident like when I watched Na'Vi and it gets down to 30 seconds. They're like, oh, they're going to storm the site and they're going to take it.
Yeah, there were a lot of rounds where it was like you had to kind of work out whether they actually deserved to win. Like they were waiting until 30 seconds, just going inside, and like players like JDM were there with the AWP and not even making a single frag when there's only one smoke in the terrorist arsenal. So I think they got kind of lucky in some of the rounds. But here we go. We're going back into the pistol round now. The score currently stands at 10-5 in favor of CLG. They will be starting on the terrorist side now.
Yeah. So pistol, we saw again in that VP Na'Vi game that we just covered how important it is to get your CT economy off the ground really early on train, because then it can just, you don't have the grenades to stop it.
Well,
Even on overpass.
If it goes horribly wrong early and you keep force buying,
you keep forcing.
Yeah, that's when it goes wrong for CT sides. We see CLG here. Looks like all 5 players will be opting for this. It's going to be an inside burst here, right? There's no other way about it. You've got 2 smokes here. Chuck one down lower around perhaps and save the other to smoke off connector once you get in.
Flowsick is ready. What does he actually have armed up? Oh, he's got an HE, so as soon as he sees a smoke or a flash come out of this lower ramp, he's going to throw it. I think he's on the ladder right now, too, so he'd probably be a hard target to hit. Let's see. He's got that grenade. This could be a big grenade. 3 people went for armor, though, so that might soak it up a little bit. And there it is. That's perfect.
Oh!
Probably somewhere near 200 damage on that grenade. Over for the kills, though, it's still 1 for 1. Terrorist, they get the bomb down. His post plant might be somewhat difficult, however. Sanks, though, finding a kill as he pushes forward. 3-on-3 right now. Elige is Adren. Will he check his other side? Yeah, I think he's aware that Hayes is there, but he doesn't get the kill. And now it's Fugly. He does have a kit. He's trying to move in. Does he know Tarek coming in on the other side? Fugly, is he going to check this? And that's Train right there. So many angles, so many things to check. And from behind, Tarek will do it. And despite the ridiculous grenade.
That grenade was amazing. Like the fact when you've got the lower, I think they were almost waiting for. What are they waiting for? Once you've got the smoke down, yeah, it's like, guys, just wait for them to grenade. We'll stand in the hot spot for grenades, and we'll wait for that to go off first. Then we'll go in. Like, surely if you're going to do that, like, just get into the bomb zone, get out of the choke point before that actually happens. But fair enough. I think the main thing about it, that frag, Adren missed on towards the upper ramp area there. The guy was on 10 HP or something, and he completely fluffed his lines there.
Yeah.
Didn't take him down, and that was one of the most important frags of the game. But here we go. CLG are going to go outside, and Liquid have forced up here. 2 scouts and a couple of quick frags going from JDM. And there we go. It's going to be quite a simple round. This is the best way to do it, especially when you know.
There's a Sank solid right before that smoke went down that a player was in ladder. I mean, initially, Team Liquid got that first frag. I was like, uh-oh, the jumping scouts here.
Yeah.
I think it was jumping behind the shed in Z. It was looking like that could have been quite dangerous. But Hayes tagged up to 11, still alive. It's 4-on-1. Fugly might have to save. And, well, that was a big, forceful round. Team Liquid gonna...
This is the economy situation we're talking about. Now they're going to struggle to get an AWP first round, right? So
exactly.
This is going to be an uphill struggle. With CLG getting the pistol here, very important. Converting the second round as well. This is the round they had to win. Had they lost this one, they give Liquid a window of opportunity to get back into the game. If Fugly can save the scout, that'd be quite cool, but the teams know they need to hunt him down. Hayes will finish him off, and that's 12-5 now in favor of CLG. This round means Liquid have to do a full eco here just to even guarantee themselves a fighting chance at the first gun round.
Yeah, and we see the situations like this. I like to use the phrase in terms of the economic game of chicken.
Okay.
When you have the rocky starts, it's like force. Oh, we'll force. Okay, we won. We're going to force with all those upsets. But it's hard for the CTs to engage. It's always a disadvantage for the CTs, in my opinion, but especially on a map that's CT-sided. Because the risk is kind of offset if you're not expected to win many rounds.
I'd rather wait for my gun rounds to be very strong and bounce back from that,
yeah.
Instead of banking on something that's not really stacked in your favor, you're kind of hoping for someone to go absolutely crazy in your team. I really like this from CLG, actually. It's going to be a really nice explosion inside. They know the economy is absolutely wrecked for the CTs. Though saying that, though, Liquid have got a 4-man stack in there. This could be crazy. They have got 5-7s to play with, but maybe they're going to fake it. Maybe someone's got to give them the call off. They're probably stacking inside.
Oh, well, we can actually see Cutler has made his way outside through the middle, so the communication comes in like no one's even shot at me.
It's really clever.
And I think they know that Adren is there. That was a big grenade. Oh, and there's a second one going to throw it. Yeah. And we'll see a lot of teams just chuck nades into the back of that bomb train, also double up on the mollies, as Cloud9 will like to do.
That was so important, right? So they stacked inside, one player going outside and actually giving the call off that no one was there whatsoever. Had he not gathered that information, they'd have run blindly into that stack and it could have gone either way. But amazing work from Cutler there. Great call from him. Tactical mind working perfectly, and he manages to have a very clean sweep here. 5-on-2 situation now. Fugly and Flowsick, not a lot to work with. They get picked up one frag here, but this round is pretty much over.
And we see that a lot these days. I mean, Cutler lurking outside, or just the IGL kind of lurking off on his own on the map, gathering the other information, and then, because instead of get the report and then make the call, just make the report yourself and then make the call based on what you've seen as the lurker. So Cutler filling that role because that 5-7 P250 stack, close range, some one-taps, could have won it for Team Liquid.
So this is what we're talking about in terms of the economy, right? So the CTs now, they don't have any incendiaries.
No kids.
They don't have any kits. They don't have any AWPs. And this is what I say. They did a fast round outside. They've got the advantage. It stacks in their favor pretty heavily.
It looks like CLG want to go quite quickly. Tarek was a little blind, but he is pushing quickly to Old Hell right there. Hayes finds the opener, and this is a very nice smoke wall, making sure that no one gets them from Ivy. Sanks hits Adren off. They've spotted the long barrel. The M4A1S, when it backfires, the gun is so long. Just spotted holding there, and basically flawless. 3K for Hayes coming out on the entry. Fantastic. Only Cutler drops.
Sorry, Joey. This is GG, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Sorry, you're the one that predicted Team Liquid 2-0.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yeah,
but I'm wrong too, because I said Team Liquid would win train.
I'm kind of saying sorry the fact that we wanted to bring like a really close, intense game. That's what I always try to provide, trying to make it exciting and hype it up. But it looks like, actually, to be fair to Liquid, they're playing for the draw right now. They actually haven't gone all in. They've kind of decided we need to win this round with CZs and PT50. If we don't win it, we're going to have to get 10 in a row. So that's what they've actually banked on here. Interesting. I would assume that Liquid would go for the force buy just to kind of maybe get this one out of the way or try and force something in their favor, a crazy thing to happen. But here we go then. It's going to be another slow approach for CLG. We can see Elige with quite an advantageous position
Look at
there.
Fugly. He pushed, I think, all the way from
How's
Ivy.
that happened?
He all the way around Ivy.
Wow,
I'm pretty sure he just walked. As they were holding up the terrace that is in the way halls. There was also a player in ladder. That was Elige. Nice strafe jumping, but unfortunately it was into AK bullets. So he'll go down. Fugly now in a 1v2. He's got an AK. He actually did go for Kevlar, but JDM, he will hit the shot.
And here we go. This is match point for CLG. They have 10 rounds to play with. But the economy now does favor Team Liquid. They finally get the AWPs out. They'll be able to get some incendiaries as well. And this is what we wanted for them when you're... In your first gun round, this is what they wanted to do. Like, it's such a difficult map to hold against fast terrorists. You need the utility on your side to actually perform against them whatsoever. So now CLG, if they play this correctly, they slow it right down and they do a full execute just to counter what they think might be happening in terms of an AWP.
Adren trying to go for that quick peek from
there we go. Smoke's going down.
Misses that first shot, but it was a hard one. It was actually close to getting the one through the smoke. But this is all just a fake. They're running inside and through the Molotov. Sanks will get it. He will stay alive. He's able to cross in. He's very low, but he's still going to try to push. Got a nice pump flash going out. He's going to be spotted, but still somehow alive. JDM now taking off the head of Nitro. Elige there, trying to come up on that train. And Adren jumps off his ladder, gets a nice shot. 2-on-2 right now. And, well, HP advantage to the terrorists, and still a ton of time going on. Enough to work with. They got to get that bomb back, though. Nice pop flash from Hayes. That really wrecked. Who is that in there? Elige. But they didn't commit on the back of it. They still do have 2 more flashes, so they're going to throw it one more time. I don't think Elige is going to be staring. He hears it. Wasn't effective to him this time. But they've got the bomb. They don't have to peek out. They actually peeked twice there. He maybe could have run away, but now that leaves JDM 1v2. He's already got a 2K. The bomb now down in even a worse position. He tries to go for a peek out upper, and it does look like Team Liquid will kind of keep themselves alive. But 10 match points to CLG.
You can only say it's going one way, really. Right? Like, how can you hold them off for 10 rounds? As long as CLG don't do anything really stupid, like this round here, allowing him to plant can be pretty detrimental. I don't even see how he could possibly plant in any sort of realm. Oh my god, how is that happening?
Well, there you go. You're seeing it firsthand. Getting the bomb down, and he can now still win this. It'll be a... Whoa, that was one heck of a pop flash, and he does it! He wins that 1v2.
Good lord.
The look on your face.
That was pretty
You're
shocking.
like, when's my flight back to Europe?
That was pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. But there you go. To be fair, I'm glad he kind of ended it early. I didn't want to watch that string out too much further. They were never going to get back into it. Disappointing start for Liquid there. 16-5 at the hands of CLG, a weakened side of their in-game leader. Interesting scenes nonetheless. I haven't been able to watch much of Liquid this tournament, but That was pretty poor showing from them, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was not looking great, and that was the map that Team Liquid had been saying they've been practicing it. They're good.
Really?
Yeah, I was expecting Team Liquid to have some solid strats coming out there, and it just looked quite lackluster. Like they had the slow default, but it didn't seem like the info gathering was there on the T side. And
They
when
lost
it came to the executes,
6 rounds in a row, CT.
Yeah.
So if they've been practicing it, they've been practicing it wrong, my friend.
I think they have.
Yeah.
Or CLG's aim is just insane.
Yeah, their fragging
they
ability
did a
just seemed
pretty
much
good job.
higher, right? That last round especially, like I said, there's no way he can win this round. If he gets the bomb down, it'll be amazing. Somehow P250s
does
both of
both.
them. They know where he is. Why is there not a 2v1 situation? Why is it coming down to 2 1-on-1 by pieces? It was crazy stuff. But there we go. That's the first map out of the way. CLG do take it. And I think we're going to take a short commercial break before we go into the next one.
Correct.
So yeah,
That'll be
don't go
Mirage.
anywhere. And we're going into D-Mirage against CLG versus Team Liquid.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the MLG Studios. We're on that Bravo stream right now in the middle of the CLG Team Liquid Best of 3, and Team Liquid picking their map of Train and kind of getting wrecked on it and losing that last round in a really tough way. JDM taking that 1v2 home to close it out.
Like the first half wasn't that bad, right? They got 5 rounds. It wasn't too bad, and then they come onto it and they get 6 in a row for CLG on their T side. It's absolutely crazy. You don't really see that much too often. But here we go then. This is CLG's map going into Mirage. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for Team Liquid to find some momentum here. We spoke about this before.
Yeah.
The last time they met online here, was it a 16-1 result in favor of CLG?
It was 16-1 CLG, and that was CLG with when they had Mo, when they were still going back and forth between Mo and JDM.
Oh, really?
So I think personally that this CLG roster is even stronger than that one.
Right.
So this could be quite difficult. Team Liquid did have one stand-in as well.
Okay.
When they were playing in that, so it's
we
maybe
can't
not the
take
best
too much from that result. But
on LAN, they got wrecked 16-2 against NIP at ESWC. And that was, back in the stats when it was 48-5.
So we know they don't favor this map. It's not one of their strongest ones.
Definitely
we'll leave it at that. But here we go. The pistol round is underway. We can see CLG are going to be on the terrorist side. Of course, it's their pick. And now they execute onto the A-bomb side. They're not going to have much in terms of contention there. And they probably will get quite an easy plant down here. Great smokes going down for them. And Liquid have to full-on retake here. They have got 2 kits in their hand. And here we go. The first frag does go in favor of Elite. He takes down Sangs.
Yeah, Sangs was trying very, very hard to take that CT control as they didn't have a smoke there on the side, but he peeked down even further and found 3 of them. Now onto the retake here at Team Liquid. Elige will find a kill. Cutler gets 1. The sandwich player and ramp all going to fall, so now it's just Cutler here. Can he find Elige? Time's getting pretty tight. But I think Flosic with the kit.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
My time is not that tight. I don't know what beeping I just heard. I heard very fast beeping.
I was going to say, wow, he's trying to hype this up more than he has to.
Yeah, that was at least with the 4K too.
There we go. Well, that's a great retake from Liquid. A sign of things to come, maybe. Hopefully they'll be able to convert this one into a 3-0. We know they need the momentum to play off this. I like what CLG are doing. They're not actually going to force buy here. They're going to wait and get the AKs next round. As I said that, though, maybe they've changed their mind to play. Okay, they are going for the force buy. That's gone out the window. They're actually doing the smart thing. Oh, okay, it's a full force buy. I really don't think that's the best thing to do here. I'd have preferred them to get the AKs next round and just lock down the round, especially on a map like Mirage. Very long choke points. You need to have great weapons to even take them down to have a chance of picking them. But on the Mirage, the thing is, you can do smoke takes here. Like, you can A-take. You can smoke off CT spawn. You can smoke off the steps or maybe jungle, and then you can get a chance to get the bomb down. But that's going to just reset them to have a proper gun round if they don't win this one.
We can say Nitro though, he is ready. He's got the FAMAS at the long range. He also was prepping a Molotov, so all the set smokes are going to telegraph this, and there it is, Molotov coming out. Where's he going to throw it, though? I would have liked to have just seen it on a ramp, already have been thrown, but it doesn't matter. Elige was up on stairs, and he'll lock it down, and that's a 3rd one for him. Elige was almost back-to-back 4Ks, so a nice start for him. And they went for the really close wall of smokes there too, but it didn't quite pay off for CLG.
So now, had they just given that round an eco, they'd have had the AKs, they'd been going against the P90s, the FAMASs, they would have had a real good shot at taking this one. And now it's kind of questionable what they can actually do. It's going to be a full-on Glock round. They're buying anything else. You can see a P250 and a Tech 9 there, but then probably not going to have AWPs going. I think JDM does actually have a reasonable amount of money, but he might not have bought armor last round. But yeah, this is a round they could have potentially won had they not forced it. But here we go. They have got the bomb going towards B halls here. It looks like all 5 players will be going over there. What utility have they got available? They've got 2 flashbangs, so maybe flashes. One going over the roof, one through the window maybe. So that's the one over the roof. And one going to bounce through the window now. And they're all just going to run out. And the P90 should make very light work of this.
Oh my gosh. And another, he's got the ace in his grasp right here. Oh, Flosic takes it away from him.
But still, pretty trivial stuff for him. Very easy spray down with the P90. That's what it does best. Unarmored players running out of the Glocks. Perfect stuff for him. Here we go then. So we know mid control is very important. JDM will be picking up the AWP. I like what Liquid are doing. They're not forcing it. They're keeping the economy strong on their side. They have got loads of money. They've got like $7 grand on Fugly, for example, after that big round. But they're keeping the weaker guns there with an idea. Probably to push up middle, I'd imagine. Maybe down to underpass.
Looks like, yeah. Or, whoa, he's going full-on mid-aggression for Team Liquid. With that P90, that's going to definitely counter the op. Flashes go out, but it's too far. Grenade goes in. Fugly taking off the head of Hayes just like that. Molotov to go. Are they going to really peek into JDM? They got that initial pick, and they are able to fall back, and they even deposit a player up there. Lee's just kind of chilling on the other side of those boxes.
Do they know Eli's there? Oh,
apparently they do.
I was going to say, if he could have stayed there and kind of mimicked that everyone had fallen back, that'd be amazing for him. But he gets taken down, a little bit sloppy for me, but here we go, 4-on-4 situation. That kind of favors the T's now. After that great pick, I'd have liked them all to have fallen back and not actually given anything away there. But now the T's are going to get that mid control we talked about. Adren is going to be waiting in the connector area. If he faces now, he's got a free kill there. Sanks will be checking it though, takes him down. Adren makes it a 4-on-3 situation now. And with the P90 on Fugly, it's going to be very difficult to hold off these AKs.
Yeah, Flowsick kind of getting aggressive out towards Cat, stopping either their Cat push or if they were to go up through that connector. Fugly though with the P90 getting another one. So he put that gun to use, 2 kills with it. But it still has boiled down to this, a 2v2, 30 seconds. They're taking that rotation. They have to go A at this point. And who is there? It is Nitro. With time running low, this is something you maybe don't check or pop flash.
Well, you don't really. It's like you just don't really have time to,
exactly.
Right? So you have to run in and try to get the bomb down. I'd assume they'll have a quick look, but they won't have time for a full inspection, as it were. 10 seconds now coming down to the clock, and Tarek, they think he's up in Palace yet. They're not even going to have a look there, and it should be pretty easy work for Nitro. Flowsick actually gets one of his own, and that's 4-0 in favour of Liquid, and you have to kind of ask yourself why they ran all the way back to A there. Like, the time was ticking away. They had mid control, could have gone up short, would have probably given them a little bit more time as well. But I guess the call was made to go back there, and it just gave Nitro a very easy positioning there. But I think we have a little pause coming in here. 1 second. Sound issue.
2 ends.
We've had a couple of those this event.
There's been a few. So Team Liquid already, I mean, from the online result for the regular season, they've already got more than 1 round. They're up to 4. They're actually looking pretty solid on this defense. CLG, we already kind of questioned, again, forcing after the bomb plant in the first round when it's so much better to just have that first rifle round where your economy is going to be, or your weaponry is going to be better than that of the CTs. I don't quite get it. There's like maybe a small mind game. It's like, oh, they're expecting us to have pistols, no armor, and then you actually do come at them with Tech 9s and Kevlar, but I don't really see it. Here, though, another eco, and Team Liquid should be able to get up to 5.
Yeah, so we can see P250's armor on Sanks, but he actually opens up the fragging somehow. Lige gets taken down there. There's no reply whatsoever. Adren, it takes him down with the AWP. Flowsick trying to contend on shore. He manages to only get 1 frag here, and it's going to make it a 3-on-3 situation. Mid control in favor of CLG. The CT's trying to react and work out what's going on. They have 1 player towards B now, and he's going to be up against it. They decide to go up short. He's going to have to battle all 3 of them. But it seems like the T's are going to try and get into the window here and take down a player. A jungle. Nitro goes down.
Yeah, jumping in through the window and finding that kill off of that fence on the catwalk, just not quite expecting it. JDM also had gone for information into B, kind of jiggle peeked that, saw a guy was in apartments. He tossed that bomb down, and now that bomb coming through Palace. So we've got Adren and Fugly. Adren's still kind of watching the back, and actually, there they are. They split up entirely, so Adren now alone over towards A, but still far back. We'll have time for his allies. And he misses that shot! That's something you just gotta hit. Cutler, is he gonna try to push him? Adren gonna flash and just pull out the pistol here? Bomb planted, going back to this fallback position, staying behind the missiles there is Tarek. I think, oh, well, look at this. JDM is coming in right behind them. Adren up on that ticket booth. Cutler. And yeah, JDM not even needed. The front lines hold Tarek with a double, and that's a full eco.
That's crazy.
That wins the round.
They had P250s. That's it, no utility, and 1 player, Sanks, had armor as well. He runs up to middle and somehow finds a fragment to a Lige in that middle area. I have no idea how he's got the advantage in that situation. With no armor, with body armor and a P250, like, you shouldn't be winning that situation. Like, there was no player even with him. It was just him running up there, and that opened up the round for them. And then frags this guy dropping all over the place, and there we go then. We know the Liquid money's been great so far. They've had some good rounds of saving the SMGs and stuff like that, so they will be able to bring AWP to the party, but JDM has one of his own. And this is the mid-control we're talking about. Hayes picks up the fragging, Flowsick goes down, and there will be a player with the AWP in middle. That's going to be Adren looking for any frag he can, but the Molotovs are going to push him back. Smoke's going down, and they should be able to get up short quite easily here. This is the ideal play for them, to get up short and try to contend the B.
Yeah, we see that CLG, they seem like they've got that solid understanding of the T-side Mirage. Always going for this mid-control when they've gone into the rifle rounds and looking pretty good while doing it. Also something to note, money tight now on Team Liquid after a loss. 2 M4A1Ss on the T side, so no head armor on the CTs. Yeah. So that laser is going to be it's lethal now in 1 bullet, and that could be problematic. Let's see, Op still working up. Where do we have Adren? Adren coming back towards CT spawn, and still 3 over But they've taken the mid control. They deposit Cutler in the ladder room, and now he's in such a great spot to shut down rotations or just flank himself. I really like that. Solid play for CLG.
Looks like he's not going to get anything from it, though. They've actually pushed the B apartments. They know they're coming A. You can see that player. I think it's actually Fugly who's pushed into T-Spawn. They know it's coming A now. They'll be able to rotate and hold this off pretty securely.
That they can. There's a Molotov there for Shadow. Adren hits his shot. So the Molotov will have paid off. Adren will go down. But that was CT Spawn. That was the Molotov on the ticket. Fugly, however, the flank finally coming in. Now Cutler, he was the flank for the terrace. Can he do this? He needs to land that shot onto Elige. He does not.
10
no,
seconds
it's just
left.
up to Tarek.
5
3.
seconds
Yeah,
left.
I would say 2, 1, 0, and that's going to be that. Tarek will switch out for the op. Taking a look at the money. They can have still a pretty okay next round on the terrorist side, and money actually still tight for Team Liquid, and they've got a rebuy. What was it there? They lost 4 players, so 4 rebuys coming for the CT. That keeps money tight.
So a lot of rounds going right down to the wire here. So we see the timer going down to what, like 15 seconds twice now for Counterlogic Gaming. You've got to ask yourself, is that the best idea for them? They're getting the mid control, it's executing too slowly. They seem to have an idea. I said around that round, they got the mid control, they got the first pick, they had an opportunity to go up short together. There was one guy at B, but they decided to go all the way back round to A and execute onto that, and they just run out of time yet again. They did quite well to make it a one-on-one situation, but ultimately they could have made that a lot easier for them just by actually sticking together and going up short.
Yeah. Also, they put Cutler, it was just Cutler by himself hanging out in that window room, or the ladder room.
But that's when he's got that information and no one's there, right?
Yeah.
So that's when he said, like, no one's even pushing short. Why don't we just go up here instead of trying to go towards A again, where they're more than likely to be? And that's where Fugly pushed to B apartments. He got all that information. They're definitely going A.
Oh, and flow sick.
And that's Cutler going down again. And 5-1 in favor of Team Liquid here. Looking like it's going to be 6 very shortly.
Yeah, and so they tried to get him back up into that ladder room. I was going to say maybe they could have put him where Sanks is, like get him into the connector, because at least you'll have a faster flank onto the A site. If he was quicker doing that flank, it probably could have turned things around. But still, 3 on 4. CLG have already lost Hazed and Cutler. Sanks, again, just on that P250. Still gonna. It's a tough round to win. Again, time getting very, very low. The bomb now making that audible. But look at Fugly. He's just like ready to go. Fly out of this long room here.
He's been doing this a lot. Just getting this information. Is telling his team what's going on. I'm in T-spawn. Expect them coming A. And it's 20 seconds left on the clock again. It'd be very difficult to get the bomb down. They will pick up a frag here, but they still need to plant the C4. They're going to have a chance to get it back into it.
Yeah, time getting very, very low now. They've got that smoke down in the site. Player planting in it, and they won't be able to find that spam. They've evened it up 3 on 3. Fugly go from behind. Not being dealt with. He finds 2. Just like that. And Adren jumping. Famas has spotted Tarek behind that firebox. Fugly finds him. So on the flank, Fugly very good on the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, but again, it came down to, what, 15 seconds before they actually executed. They're going in. They can't really focus on the fragging because there's no time whatsoever. They have to sacrifice one player just to try and get the bomb down in any sort of way he can. And he goes in there. The bomb does go down just about, but it's just too messy once they're at that stage of the game. They're trying to find any sort of frags, and the CTs are just pintering them from every single angle. It was really hard to watch, actually. And now it's going to be... are they going to force this one? They've got money to play where they could do some Tech 9s, perhaps. But I think they need to potentially just go back to the full-on set pieces onto A and bomb side like that. They haven't really tried B that much either. So they get the mid-control. They seem to be quite good at that, but it's just the execution of the bomb side is too little too late right now.
All right, so catwalk smoke to allow them to get out close, avoiding the op from the window there, but it's going to be Elige that will find JDM from the connector, and Elige is going to get another there. Finds Hayes as he was quite blind. So the eco. Oh, did they actually force in the end? I do see some armor here on Tarek and
Maybe
Sanks.
they did.
They had like 4K
with,
though,
yeah.
so pistol armor is more than okay in this case. But still, only 1 round to the T side of CLG. I mean, Mirage is still one of those, I guess you would say. How do you feel about Mirage actually? Like, do you think it's still like a proper CT-sided map? Or?
I'd say it's more balanced now. It depends on the matchup completely. Like some teams just have an absolutely godlike CT setup. On the other hand, like some teams have very good at tactical execution. Watch Keat Stars example. Their T side's amazing. They've got really good executions and really good understanding of the map.
Oh, it's like Flowsick taking one of those terrace players out, and Fugly the other spraying through that smoke will find it. So 7 rounds, and a good economy building one there. This is also 3 in a row for Liquid. Coming into CLG's next rifle round, though, here in round 9. While JDM go for the op, he does have enough.
He has got it. So, again, I'd like to see him get the same mid-control, but potentially start pincering B. So get the smokes down to
split
window,
B.
smoke off connector, and then have one person in apartments getting the aggro, kind of separating them so there's only one guy on short, and then you kind of go in together and make sure you kind of pincer every single frag, and that's all they need to do. Flowsick with a very aggressive play here. He's able to get that information that no one's actually towards middle, and it seems like he'll be able to tell everyone they're probably going A again.
So Nitro finding a nice double there, getting to Adren, another with that op. So the rifle round has already here fallen apart, or has it? JDM and Sanks bringing it back for a moment of hope, but Elige now finds JDM and Sanks last alone in a 1v3 with 6 HP. It's going to be very difficult. Also the Bob way off on the other side of things. Under CT control. He's trying to creep up Cat, just make them pay a little bit, but Fugly, I think from behind there, will find that frag. And this pause, tactical. All right, so there we go, coming in.
The tactical pause. I think this is definitely needed, right? So you've dropped 8 rounds, and they haven't really had an answer whatsoever. They get into the bomb sites, occasionally get the bomb down. It's always like 10 seconds left on the clock. They've got 2 options here. They go into a very set-piece mentality of just getting everything in there, getting the bomb down fast, or they go for a much faster gameplay and start rushing places, getting into the bomb sites quickly. Even that mid contention they've got, I said again, they get very good at getting their first frag there, or even the smoke off the checkpoints. And at that point there, they're just running all the way back through T-spawn. Fugly's locking them down as well. He keeps pushing the B apartments. No one's there. He keeps time and time again pushing there without any contention, getting that information. He gets all the way to T-spawn and see no one was middle, no one was T-spawn. Going to be one B. One place they're going to be. That's going to be A. So they need to start working out and watching their flanks especially.
Yeah, I was about to say, they keep saying four back to A, depositing Cutler in middle. Why not just send 3 A? It's about all the smokes you need for the default take onto A side anyways. And then just have someone waiting for Fugly. Because at this point, you've got the read. Fugly's always coming right behind us. Yep. If you kill him, well, then things get... And if you kill him actually when there's enough time still left in the round, then you know that a B player is down. And if you can wait a little bit longer, the CT defense is going to kind of shift out, maybe 2B, 2A, and then your execute's going to be a lot easier. So still taking that tactical pause, thinking it through. And also, a tough decision to make right here, getting into the latter part of the first half, and your money's still not great for this round.
What they could do, they've got the old loss bonus on their side, obviously. I think they go for the PT50s, perhaps, not Tech 9s, get some smokes on their side, get a bomb down, and experiment how the set piece actually goes from straight off the bat, get the bomb down and see how the CTs react to it, how well they hold it. That'll give you a good thermometer, really, of how well they can handle it on the gun rounds. But I think we're actually ready to go back into it now. So quite a short pause there. I think they've worked out what they're going to do. But at the same time now, Liquid have been given that opportunity to have a pause as well. Wouldn't be surprised if they do something a little bit more aggressive now, just to kind of shut down the predictable change of pace from the Ts.
Okay, here it is. Well, actually, the one round that CLG has came on the back of just all P250s.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's that to think about.
You're absolutely right, yeah.
Using science, this is CLG's best chance to win a round. Right here. 2 Kevlars, 1 full armor and helmet combination, and looks like they are maybe taking your advice. You can see 4 people ready to just kind of explode out here, kind of find out what's going on in the site. Look at that, the opening comes. JDM finds it with that P250, but Elige is there to lock it down. Cutler finally finds him, so 3-on-3 for the time being. Bomb still not planted. Down in the site. But not in a way that is beneficial towards the terrorists. Cutler in a pretty good spot to maybe catch a Dren, but no, a Dren too fast. Flowsick moving through, kind of clearing these corners, and the bomb will finally go down. So all in all, successful round so far. CLG maybe still in it. Sanks is very close. He gets into that 1-hit, 1-kill range, and he pop flashes in, but Flowsick had a buddy, and that was Fugly through the box. Nicely done from Flowsick, but still costly for what that round was from CLG.
It's actually been a lot more effective in a lot of their rounds, their gun rounds. P250s and no utility, just running into the bomb site, managing to get some opening frags. For me, that kind of suggests you should probably pick up the pace a little bit with the gun rounds, get into the bomb site fast, split from Palace, split from lower ramp on A, go have 1 player middle, kind of getting their rotations. Give that a go. The slow pace stuff really isn't working. They're not getting enough picks to justify the pace of play right now.
Okay, so the ops back on both teams again, and Adren and JDM with both of those. It looks like kind of awaiting a mid push. There was some early aggression. I think the first rifle round from Team Liquid, they came very aggressive out towards middle, but once again, the mid control. And it doesn't look like they're going for a mid to B split that we'd kind of want to see from them.
This is something a bit faster. This is actually better. So they got to connect fast, get that opening frag, and I don't know why they haven't been doing this before. This is great. They're Fugly again. He's almost out of the game now. Look how much faster he has to go. Yeah. And the fact he hasn't been given so much time to gather the information, now it's almost useless. The bomb's already down.
but he's still quite far away. And they've actually planted for the ramp slash CT side. So now his flank's actually not too effective because he's coming out on the farther side, and it's well covered by Tarek. Still trying to stay alive here. Is it Dren as well? Can he get that shot into window? No, we're going to miss. It was close. Second shot to no avail. Sanks thinking about going back for another one. Third shot. Not the easiest one. Fourth shot. I guess I'm just going to keep counting at this point. I might as well. I've committed this far. And there it is. Four misses for him. And 3 alive. Faster split towards the A site, and CLG finally get one.
So, 9-2. That was actually much better. Like I said, the faster paced gameplay, it takes Fugly out of the mix there. He keeps pushing and causing trouble for them in terms of gathering information. That completely took him out of the equation. They sped it up, go in, frag for frag. The sparse setup that the CTs are employing, they're playing quite not together. There's no crossfires, they're just playing off each other. And now it looks like they're actually going towards a B side.
Uh-oh.
So maybe they're going to pick it up yet again and just try and do something a little bit more bursty as they go into a bomb site now.
But the one thing is, when they're actually mid-aggression comes in, Adren will go down, and you've got Elige pushing up, so he finds a kill there. They do get the entry onto the B bomb site, however. Tarek finds that, and he shuts down the player trying to come up that catwalk. Smokes out the window, and will not give that peek to Adren. I'll toss that Molotov in, smoke to the other side as well, and Tarek to just post up on those chairs. How convenient for him between those two smokes. And this 3-on-3, the retake situation, and the first time I think that CLG has seen B on a rifle round. Oh, Tarek didn't have much cover from the other side. CT's able to move in. We'll take him down. They spotted JDM hand over face for like a 10-second flash. He was so blind, and now they're pushing in. JDM, though, will peek out and find one. There's a player on the bomb. Ooh. Can he stop this, though? He jumps down.
Okay.
That was nearly his, though. He deked that other player.
I felt like there was no kill. I can see Adren actually did have one, but it felt like like an eternity, that 5 seconds. That could have gone either way. Had he somehow picked up that crazy frag there, it could have gone very wrong for Liquid very quickly, but there we go. They balance things out, and the thing I've kind of noticed now, Fugly is in the B bomb site completely alone. They're not shutting that down or punishing that enough. Now I think they've kind of seen that he's being the one sat there by himself, pushing once he gets bored. So I think if now they've ascertained that, they can probably play off it a little bit more, go for the pick, and work out what's going on, whether there is just one man playing there.
So, end of the catwalk, smoke coming down from the terrace. This will allow them to, Molotov flash, even smoke the window. Adren, oh, nice. Actually, he will extinguish it and keep the right side of his window open. Oh, and he will jump actually spot, find Sanks. Molotov out from him. Elige finding the opener, though. He'll bring down Cutler. That was from the connector. Elige peeking out, aggressive in towards middle. Adren still in that window. And Flosick also pinching here from the catwalk. So it's a very difficult situation for them, and Elige finds another. Flosick's in a good position. This is a nice crossfire setup. Hazed almost brought down by it, down to 7 HP, and will be spotted. Finally, Flosick brings that one home, and it is just JDM and Sanks alive in a 2 versus 5. So like a brief 1-round success there from CLG, and then now it's 2 rounds lost in a row.
Flash in the pan for them. 2-on-5 situation. It looks like they will get shut down here. Flosick does take down JDM, and Sanks, the merc for this team, is the left in a 5-1 situation. Flosick will take him down as well. This is like almost day and night compared to what Liquid were on D-Train. Like, It seems like they've woken up, they're hitting all their shots. This is even in their map. And we said before, like, they don't favor this map. They've been owned on it online, good. And now all of a sudden it's 11-2. But to be fair, even if they do win 11-4, for example, like if CLG can find a couple more rounds or take these last 2, there's still a possibility. There's no reason why they can't bring it back and do the same thing today. That's the beauty of Mirage, is when you get flowing on CT like this, it's very easy to keep the momentum going.
I can't count on both of my hands how many 11-4s I've passed that have then went 11-4 into OT on Mirage. It's insane how often it happens. Will they even get 4, though? Coming in here, Flosick now finding the entries off of that catwalk, doing a good job. Tarek hitting... bringing down Elige. We know that he's that A player, and actually they are falling. JDM gets one. 4-on-3 now. Bomb still not into that A site, however, and Nitro holding with that op from CT, and it's actually, Nitro with the op. I don't know if I can't remember if he started the round with it or has picked it up from a Dren. Either way, at the disadvantage. Cutler out towards middle, though, still finding frags. Apparently CLG should just use pistols.
You're actually right. They seem to actually be winning rounds when they have pistols, either it says P250s, 1 guy in armor, or they get Tech 9s with nothing whatsoever, or they just do a very fast A split. And every time they get the full gun round in, they go back to this very slow play, and nothing really seems to happen for them. I think they just kept it loose, kept it fast. They'd probably get a lot better. We know they're great fraggers. We know they can kill people. They've got some amazing people on the team. Tarek especially has been doing amazing work. But they're just like stifling themselves by going so slow and forcing themselves to plant before they even get to a bomb site. Like, there's 10 seconds left on the clock before they've even entered.
All right, some smoke's coming in.
This is better. It looks a bit faster.
Yeah, this is the fake, though, kind of trying to telegraph that A take. Now they're turning around completely into the B site. Again, you said they kind of determined Fugly playing the Lone Ranger on B. They know that Flow6 on the catwalk and that he normally pushes. However, having thrown this, running into a smoke wall over at B themselves, they now have started playing very, very slow. And not only are they playing slow, but they've got double op set up on the T side, so that's going to slow things down by default. And back towards middle is where it is. Still geared up towards B with the bomb in the apartments. Elysian, that connector, has been quite deadly from there. And Flow6 back out to his aggressive catwalk position. Actually opting to go up into the ladder room. Smoke into the connector, but I think that went behind Elige. So Elige pushing forward. Sanks, he's like, oh, I threw the smoke. There's no way someone's in there, but he's been pushed up in the connector every single time, so not checking it seems a bit like a mistake. And now Team Liquid have that man advantage 4 on 3.
Yeah, very difficult round again. Again, the clock ticking away. Time is against them now, and it goes down to a 3-on-2 situation. Fugly, he's been playing this B-bomb side phenomenally. He gets the information, he knows when to push, and when they have come to him, he's locking them down. It's a 3-on-1 situation now. JDM does take on Fugly, but 12-3 in favor of Team Liquid. Completely different performance from them. I don't know how they've kind of pulled that back. But one thing to note, right? When CLG played Cash against Cloud9, they went down 13-2. Yeah. And they still managed to pull it back, and they lost in overtime, but that was to show the kind of mentality they've got. They can stay strong through this. And they've got an extra round to play over here. It's 12-3. It's not even 13-2. So
that is quite a bit better. Not as good as, it's funny how like drastic the 1 round difference is. Like then we'd be saying, oh, 11-4 so much better than 12-3, 10-5 so much better than that. But I feel like these maps the results are just reversed. This is what I expected from Team Liquid on Train. And then here is what I would have expected, CLG with the 12 here on Mirage, but it's completely the other way.
So you can see the Hayes actually getting the 2 for 14 bomb for CLG. That's not going to help. That's going to be a bad time.
Better than 0-15. You got to look at the positives. The 0-15 dream. Have you pulled one of those in a scrim or in your professional career?
Never.
There you go.
Do you know who you're talking to?
That's what I like to hear. I actually don't. I never watched Source at all.
Well, let me tell you, one day I'll give you a lesson. We'll watch some YouTube videos.
Do you have a frag video?
I've got loads.
Nice, I'll look them up later. All the CS Source fans are like, this Helium guy is such a scrub. And you're probably thinking that as well. All right, into the pistol, round 16 we go. We do have a kit for JDM, some armor coming out. A bit of nades, utility coming out on the T side. A couple decoys, so maybe they'll try to sell a fake or cover the footsteps with those. And
we'll
3
see.
armors.
They've got 3 armors, the utility to play with. So 2 smoke grenades. I assume with the bomb going towards B, they're leaving it up there as well. They're going to probably try and sell a fake towards A, perhaps. Smokes go down and then burst into B, try and thin out the CTs a little bit of rotations. It's yet to be seen how that will go down. CLG will smoke off the B apartments here. And this is the fake now. I guess that they're going to try and work in, get some sort of attention towards the A bomb side. They can find a frag here. Nothing at all. This is quite interesting. Maybe they know about this strat. They've seen it before, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 NA teams. They should have the scouting done for each other. 4-4 like that. And now into the B offensive. They will get it, clearing out that bench and the bomb to go down. And Adren's still kind of lurking about. He's in that ladder room. If he catches anyone, it'll be Hayes coming through. You've got Cutler coming up in the top apartments for the retake. It's Hayes with the kit. So the kit now way out of the sight. Even if Cutler were to pull the heroics here and kill these 3 terrorist players, at that point, no time for him. This will be difficult. Does have armor? Do you save the armor here?
It's next to impossible, right? Like, the bomb's down and 3 players alive. Unless he goes for some sort of crazy ninja right now. Go for a ninja.
He actually can't do it. He's looking for the kit, but the one player with it died on catwalk. If it was the other way, if it was that bench, he actually maybe could have.
Well, there we go. So that was kind of interesting. So they went for the full-on A fake there. It was kind of convincing for me. There was smokes going down the stairs. They locked out the vision. 2 players jumping around, but you saw it. Like the CTs just didn't want to move whatsoever. They just kind of locked it down. That's maybe an insight to what the counter strat, perhaps watching them in the previous iterations of the games. But there we go. It's going to be 13-3 in favor of Team Liquid.
But even actually on the cash with Cloud9, didn't it go another round in favor of Cloud9, like somewhat early, and CLG still?
I can't remember
I
that
can't
exact.
quite remember. We didn't cast that one. We were just watching it.
I casted it.
Oh, did you?
I was there. Yeah.
I didn't.
I was there in
cast
real
it.
life.
Nice.
IRL.
IRL.
I just don't remember anything.
All right, so a nice mix. MP7, MAC-10, and 2 AKs here for Team Liquid. Still do have to contend with these double scouts, and it's actually Sanks and Cutler involved in quite a battle. Fugly grabbing one of them. We've got Nitro up towards that nook in middle, and Team Liquid trying to work this back to B. So quite different than what we saw from CLG. It was like A almost every single round from them, and already Team Liquid can diversify it up.
So they have got 2 scouts on their side as well. Tarek and JDM are going to be appointment for that. And it looks like Cutler's going to get some contention here. He's got the MP7. We see players like Get Right play this position so much with a pop flashbang.
Yeah, no flash though here.
So he's going to have to try and force it. Like he has to just hope he can catch them off guard. They may have just spotted him there. I don't think they did, but there could have been a chance here. He's got such a difficult job here. Players of AKs coming in, and that's him taken down. Pretty easy work. And this got to make the decision now. Are you really going to retake the bomb site with no kit, 2 scouts, and a PT-50? Is that going to happen?
I think you definitely go for the save. Just try to stretch that second round force buy into another chance in the third round. There's really no reason to even be pressuring this or looking for the exits. Because what you kill a guy that has a submachine gun, then he probably just buys a rifle.
Yeah.
If he kept the submachine gun, he'd probably just keep the submachine gun into the next round. So Tarek now the last one. He does find 1 kill for himself, but I'm sure he's being hunted. Gets up on top of that ticket, will hop over and Nitro to find him. So Counter Logic Gaming up against the wall right now on map 2.
Yeah, they kind of had to force out though. Like they're really up against it right now. They needed to find some sort of magic, something to get them back into the game. I think you are right. I think against Cloud9 they did lose a pistol, but they forced it and they got back into it. That was the whole romance of the story. But now they're in a horrible position. They're facing match point. Team Liquid on 14 rounds. They've gone for full silence USPs. Literally nothing to play with. 1 flashbang for the dream of coming back and not going to match point.
Yeah, and we've seen them so good with the P250s because they can somehow work their way and get close and find the one shots, but there's no hope of that with the USPs. And holding on to this, so many Molotovs going down, just clearing out the positions, and you know it does block the sight lines a little bit, but both ways. I think that backfired for Elige as he was brought down. So a couple kills from the CTs, but that's about all. Nitro just pulling down 3 just like that. Now Cutler alone here, Fugly with the final one. So CLG, their first rifle round, could also be the last round of this match.
So they fully killed that one, which is probably their best bet, really. They could have forced that and it would have been a very similar outcome, in my opinion. Now they have rifles to play with. They have the smokes to kind of get the original choke points locked off. But with the 5 AKs and the money they have right now, they can fool around. They can just rush places. They can experiment. They can just go man for man. They don't really have to do anything too tactical at this stage of the game. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach they take on this one.
Yep, CLG entering Mirage Rehab as it's a 12-step program to get into OT here. And that's going to be very, very tough. CLG's Tarek, however, does find Elige. Fugly getting low as well, and he goes down to Sanks. This is all towards that B site. Nitro, another entry. Tarek still trying to lock it down, gets one. Flowsick and Nitro there. So into the 2-on-2 retake scenario. Money still tight even after that full eco, so they are saving no kits here.
No kit to speak of as well. So they really need to get their skates on if they're going to get a kill here. And Nitro actually opens it up. Hazed with a mounted decline maybe with a perfect flash. And that is going to be it. He can't scrape the victory. And that's going to bring it to 1-1 in maps. What a fantastic turnaround for Team Liquid. Judging by their first performance on D-Train, you kind of thought, well, they're definitely not showing up to this match. It looks like they've been outclassed on almost every part of the map. They had no real answer to their tactics CLG were employing. Their CT side was pretty poor. They lost 6 in a row on the CT side. But all of a sudden, it's 16-3 in favor of Team Liquid. It wasn't even their map.
Yeah,
how has that
exactly.
happened? What's
and
going on?
No results. Like, there's no way to predict that. If you look at the data, the prediction was CLG wins is easily 2-0 after the train performance. And now we get to set. This is the first best of 3 that's gone 3 maps for the whole tournament.
I think you're actually right.
I'm not quite sure what's going on the main stage with Cloud9 Mouse Sports, but that has potential to go 3 maps as well.
So we got the stats up there. Let's look for the top fraggers there. Tarek, again, doing a very strong performance. 15 frags for him. We can see Elige getting 20 frags of his own. Fugly with 18. It looks like there was actually a pretty good performance of Team Liquid as a team. No one really slacked that much. But if you go over to CLG, we can see again, Hayes, I think he had 2 frags after the first half, manages to pick up 3 more. Pretty horrible performance from him. He's not going to be too happy with that. But when the team's getting battered like that, I think it's more the tactical approach they took to the game. They're running the clock down so much, being forced to do bomb plants. If you're not even put in a position to get frags, it's very difficult to convert anything into it. But there we go. JDM had some moments of a few frags there, but ultimately was pretty useless as well. I can't really think of any moments where it looked like CLG could get back into that game.
Yeah, not really. I mean, Fugly was always flanking them there. It was pretty rough.
That was so key, right? So as soon as they were so focused on getting that mid control, which they did well. They've completely left B apartments open. That's not really how you play Mirage. You need to have one person at least on the stairs towards underpass and holding B apartments. You let 3 players hold the mid area. They work the control with the smokes, and then you have one towards either Palace or lower ramp on A, deciding how you want to do it. Just holding for these pushes. These flanks are so important. If you allow CTs to push in and work out, you've got no one there. They push into T spawn one way or another. They come from B, they come from A. They can predict pretty much where you're going at that point. Fugly did that so many times and knocked them down.
And we saw the same thing in reverse. Like, they'd always have like everyone focused on A with no one watching the flank, and then the couple times they went B, they had everyone focused on B and no one watching A. So they were always leaving their back exposed, and that's like not a great way to play on your default T side.
We know they've only had 2 days practice with this lineup. Like, obviously there will be some sort of foundations for the team, like they have some sort of setups. But in terms of the T stuff, if your caller's not there and the team can only really tell you what they used to do, and it's not going to ever be perfect. It's not going to be a replica of what happened in the past. So I'm not surprised at that result. Mirage is a very tactical and team-based map. You need to be able to trust everyone. Everyone needs to be on the same page, work out what's going on, and that just wasn't there for them. Going into bomb sites with no real clue, they're waiting way too long before they executed. The only rounds they did win was pistol rounds. They won 2 eco rounds, and they had 1 fast A split that worked out for them. So ultimately, for me, that was kind of lucky they got any rounds.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
There we go. What's the third match? Dust 2, right?
We got Dust 2 in the decider here between the NA teams.
That's interesting. At
least it's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah, this is a map where CLG don't have to rely too much on it. Everyone knows how to play Dust 2. I think everyone's been saying this tournament, the NA pug map, everyone plays it a lot. But yeah, well, I think we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back here with map 3 between Team Liquid and CLG.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Bravo stream, where we have gone the full distance in this best of 3 in a very weird fashion, the way we've got here between
agree.
training and Mirage. Now coming into the NA Proving Grounds, Dust 2 to be the decider.
Yeah, it's been a really strange series. Like both teams losing their home maps, and in a pretty convincing fashion as well. We had a 16-5 in favor of CLG and D-Train, and we just had a 16-3 in favor of Team Liquid on Mirage. And there were 2 results we really weren't expecting. Like the fact we went into Train saying that, oh, it's going to be really difficult for CLG to even get the tactics together to beat a team like Liquid. We should be very drilled on this map. There's a reason why they picked it. They completely rolled them. There was nothing much really going on. They got 6 rounds in a row as T after winning 10-5 in the first half. Then we go to Mirage, and that was even stranger series of events. We kind of predicted that Liquid were going to get completely rolled in that wing. Every result and every stat we looked at was ending in like 16-1 loss for Liquid. We stored it as like a 2-0 straight away. There was no real chance of them getting back into it. And all of a sudden, there's a 12-3 first half. Okay, there's still a chance for CLG to get back into this. But then they just got completely rolled then, and it was a nice little 16-3 in the end. So, thoughts? What do you think? How do you think Dust 2 is going to go down?
Well, given the data coming into this,
and we know how reliable
and
that's
we know
been so
how
far.
good that is, I would say that CLG is going to win Dust 2. They actually have played it on LAN. They went 1-1 on LANs playing against, I think they hit Keyed in Cloud9 in those circumstances.
Yeah.
They're 5-2 in the North American online seasons, whereas Team Liquid, having not played it on, no, they have played it on LAN, but they're 0-5, winning only 25% of their rounds on it.
Okay.
So you would think it would be CLG, but based on the first 2 maps, I'm not going to make a prediction.
Good idea. Let's just see how this one goes down.
So, into the pistol already. We've got, it looks like very aggressive long control coming out right off the bat. Well, they're controlling it. Not even a fight put up by the CT is the only person holding back. Using that USP like it's an op here on that pistol round. Trying to just stop them with maybe a bullet or 2 to the face. Instead, A has been taken. It will be up to that retake right now. Flowsick jumping and very aggressive up on the ledge. Passes that Molotov. He's about to push the smoke as well. He comes flying through. And we're really going for the